Yeah, so the age for Tommy John has gone down significantly.
Yeah.
I think the average age nowadays, I think, is 18
Wow.
Think
for
about
kids
that.
to get it. And the reason that is just because kids nowadays, the younger ages, are just throwing so much harder than what they did back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, you see high schoolers now, like, it's pretty common for high schoolers to be throwing, like, mid to upper 90s, and some are even throwing 100 miles an hour at 17, 18 years old. And your body isn't fully developed yet at that point.
Right.
So your arm is just getting extra stress, which is causing that ligament to kind of tear at earlier ages compared to what it was back in the day. Because back then, people weren't throwing, like, upper 90s and when they were 16, 17, 18 years old.
Right.
So that's just that's just where we are nowadays with the game.
Yeah.
So.
And with even in like New York, 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, we didn't have all the travel ball. We didn't have there's so much more opportunity to play today. Indoor facilities in the north where you can continue to throw. So that does play a role. I wanted to just one other question about baseball and how it really has changed and how it could mean a real opportunity for you. Number one, how teams use pitchers today. I mean, it used to be your starter would go out, he'd go 7-8 innings, you bring in a closer.
Unless he was shot on the field, he was going at least 7.
Right. And today it's just unbelievable how many pitchers are used and where they're used. It's got to open up the door for someone like you. And with that said, is there an area where you're being directed to based on your performance?
Yeah, I mean, with the amount of pitchers that are used in today's game, it's crazy. I feel like the biggest example of that, of kind of really changing it, was the Rays' philosophy. You know, they kind of just throw their starter out there for about 4 to 5 innings and work through the lineup twice. And, the manager for Tampa, Kevin Cash, believes that once a starter sees the lineup through 2 times, it's kind of when the average for the other opposing team starts to creep up.
Well, that's
interesting. That third time through the order.
Yeah.
So that's when they kind of use their bullpen to kind of navigate through the rest of the game, and then they bring their closer in to finish the game. But that's kind of the philosophy for some teams, is thinking that third time through the order is gonna kind of damage your chances of winning the game. But in college it's a little bit different because like you've got certain specialists for guys. Like you may bring in a guy for like a couple lefties, like you may bring in a righty for a couple righties. So it just depends on the situation, the team you're facing, and historically what they've done against like high velo fastballs, off-speed pitches. It's because in college there's only 50 games, so it's, each game is much more important than like in a 162 game season. So the style of play is definitely different, and the style of managing, I'd say, is definitely different.
Well, and it's interesting. We're talking to Roman Kimball. He's from New Hartford and currently is with South Carolina. And so last year played in the College World Series with Notre Dame. So my final question for you is, you've already gone through a surgery, and I would think that there's so much more attention being paid attention to a pitcher's health, arm health. Look at a great example is the guy who I think is the greatest pitcher in baseball right now, who can't pitch ever, Jacob deGrom. And, the thought of losing, as a Mets fan, the thought of losing Jacob deGrom and saying, like, well, you know what, he's going to get injured again. And sure enough, it does make you really think about taking care of yourself like probably never before. deGrom is a great example of that.
Yeah, for sure. What's funny is I think Jacob deGrom is going to the same surgeon as me, because I went to the Texas Rangers surgeon for surgery.
Wow.
So I think that'll be pretty funny. He also did Justin Verlander and Tyler Glasnow as well. He's done a lot of pro guys. So I was definitely lucky enough to get in really good hands from that standpoint.
Wow.
But but like kind of like what you were saying, like this surgery happening is kind of giving me a whole new perspective on like the way to like attack everything outside of just pitching, and kind of like navigating through from from a health standpoint.
Yeah.
Because the surgeon that you have gives you a rehab program, so you're kind of basing everything you do off that. And then once you work back into throwing, so I'm about a month and a half back into like working up to throw again.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started throwing 90 feet this past week. And so like the program that the doctor gives you will also be like a throwing program as well. So, I mean, pretty much to kind of navigate through it, it's just you're pretty much just following the rehab program.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's more so of like what you're going to do after that
Right.
rehab program is like complete, because you kind of pick and choose what you want to do after like you're fully healthy again,
Mm-hmm.
but you're picking and choosing what you want to do from that rehab protocol
Right.
that you're given. So yeah, but it's definitely an interesting thing, like this is something that I've never experienced before.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've never really been seriously injured in baseball. Like I've tweaked a muscle or
Mm-hmm.
something like that, but I've never been like seriously injured to the point where I've had to have surgery. So it's definitely a unique experience for me, because this is something I've never experienced before. And luckily I'd say over half of our pitching staff currently here in South Carolina has already had this surgery and
Wow.
playing through it right now. So
It's unbelievable. Right?
yeah, there's definitely a lot of experience though, which I'm very fortunate to have from those guys to kind of just help me. I can pick everybody's brain and see like what they were experiencing, what they're feeling, and like all stuff like that. So I'm definitely very lucky and fortunate that there are other guys on the team who have had the same experience.
All right. Well, listen, cool stuff. Roman Kimball, thank you. And we'll keep an eye on you. Good luck with rehab. And we really we'll be watching to see how you do next year.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys.
All right. Thanks you so much.
Thanks for giving us some time, man, and
All
good
right.
luck.
Have a great day. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Roman
You as
Kimball. Thank you. Roman Kimball from New Hartford. It's those numbers on Tommy John surgery are staggering.
It is. It's amazing the number of pitchers that go through this process. But I guess at the same time, it was once thought to be a career-ending or career-devastating injury. Now they do a procedure. They say sit on the bench for so long, and then you'll be back to pitch when it heals.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this, get it out of the way now.
Right.
If you're Roman.
Stop! School bus drivers needed. Durham Bus Services has a unique opportunity to drive school buses, from minivans to full-size buses. All buses are automatic, air-conditioned, and easier than ever to drive. We're looking for reliable members of our community to learn while you earn and get up to $23.50 an hour, a matching 401k, medical, and paid time off. Apply online at nellc.com or call 315-275-8329.
Here's what Romans are saying about the importance of voting Mayor Jackie Izzo in Tuesday's Republican primary. Former Rome Hospital trustee Kim Cook.
I feel that 4 more years would give her, time to complete some of the projects that are in process now.
Businessman Kevin Berry.
What do they say that when you're on a winning team, stick with the winners? Well, Jackie's a winner, so I hope that the people of Rome realize just how hard she works for them.
Vote early through Sunday. The Republican primary is this Tuesday from 6 a.m. till 9 p.m. Paid for by friends at Jackie Izzo.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's forhims.com/radio for your free online visit. forhims.com/radio.
I'm Celeste Friend. I'm running for mayor of Utica. Utica is a young city with a rich history. We need to keep it young by investing in our neighborhoods, our local businesses, our arts and entertainment. Let's celebrate the past, but build a city for the future. Please vote for me in this month's Democratic primary. Early voting starts June 17th. Election Day is June 27th.
Paid for by the Committee to Elect Celeste Friend.
Frank and Debbie needed a new mattress. They went to mattressexpressny.com. When they saw all the brands they carried, they realized they would have had to drive all over town to see these brands at other stores, but we had them under one roof. Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy Hybrid, Purple, Puffy, the Number Bed by Instinct, Comfort, Posh and Lavish, and more. They came in, tried the beds, they selected a Number Bed by Instinct Comfort, the Q9 King Flex Head. They loved that they could put each head up and down independently, but it was still one solid mattress. They loved that it had a 25-year industry-leading warranty. It was affordable because they qualified and signed up for the 5 years, no interest, no money down. We unzipped it, opened it up, showed them how it was built, and then the luxury rewards. They got to choose between a giant 85-inch flat screen TV or a Weber stainless steel gas grill. They went with the gas grill. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS or visit any store, no appointment necessary.
It's time to start the program. It's time to earn our pay. It's time to meet the people on the Keeler Show today. It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started. It's time to get things started. On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Alrighty now. Actually, a little bit of sun already this morning. I don't know how long. I think we're going to be dealing with sun and clouds and rain, and then maybe a thunderstorm and all of that before things warm up later on in the week. But a decent start after rain overnight. A decent start to the morning. Davey, don't go far because I'm gonna need you here. It's just me and Davey. Jeff is ill this morning, and it's me and Davey. Me and Davey.
Good morning.
That was your cue. Good morning, Davey. I'll get to a whole bunch of stuff that we have. I will tell you right off the bat, if you are around a television today around noon, and then tonight somewhere in the range of, 7 to 9, somewhere in that range, and you turn on Home Shopping Network, the network is coming live from Herkimer Diamonds today.
How did it go yesterday?
You mean this morning?
This morning.
Yeah. They were on this morning from 1 until 2 a.m. So I'm in fresh from that experience. What I say, though, is you have one of those nights where do you go to bed before? I got to be up I got to be there at midnight. So do you go to bed before that? I couldn't sleep, so you can't go to bed before it. So I get a little sleep in afterwards. So, maybe an hour of sleep gets you up and rolling, and a hot shower, and you feel like you've been sleeping for 20 hours.
Was it muggy when you were out this morning doing the live shot?
No, because we were last night we were indoors.
Oh, okay.
But it was raining. The hardest part about coming from Middleville to here in the middle of the night is the deer. It's unbelievable. It's like at any second you're expecting another deer to pop out in front of you, and they do. So, nonetheless, they'll be on back live today from noon to 1 with Dr. Renee Shavat. It is incredible to watch this jewelry. It comes from a gem, a stone that is unique to only this area in the entire world. It's really incredible, and the jewelry sells around the world. You can literally watch the counter as stuff is selling. It's quite amazing. All coming from right here in Herkimer, Middleville, Herkimer Diamonds. Pretty awesome. Okay, let's. Yesterday there was and this has happened to me before. It's happened to me twice. Unfortunately, it was two different cell phones at the same time. So. Don't make the mistake. If you're ever selling a phone on eBay or really selling anything on eBay, it is important to make sure you get insurance on it. So if someone were to steal it, you'd get your money back. I had two phones, so you figure those phones sold for, I don't know, let's say $700, $800 a piece. So you're talking about $1,600. And they are stolen at the Postal Service or stolen at customs. You see that happen a lot. But here's the story from Steve Spurbeck. Steve, of course, sleep in heavenly peace from the area here. Steve has now moved to the south, and this is what happened to him. Beware, there is a thief working somewhere in or around the Utica Post Office. 2 times now we have returned phones to AT&T, and they have never received them. In this case, they weren't selling them. They were just returning them. So what AT&T offers is a deal where you'd pay a discounted amount, and they'll give you credit, but you have to send the phones back. And they'll send you the box, everything ready to go. You take it to you take it to the post office or whichever carrier they choose, and you ship it out. What we had happen, both of those phones just stalled. You can track it. They just stalled right at customs. In this case, Steve is saying they stalled in Utica. Tracking shows it was dropped off at Utica, then picked up in Utica by a shipping agent, and it never went any further. The phones are now mysteriously missing. And in that case, you're probably, again, talking about over $1,000. And they have lost it. And in this case, I don't believe they had insurance on those phones. So he said a little PSA, be very, very careful when you are returning a cell phone or shipping a cell phone, especially iPhone, which costs so much. Be very careful because you can find yourself out the phone and with no recourse unless you have insurance on the package. What else here this morning on the program? A bunch to get to. Joe Lowe will be in a little later on this morning. Joe Habaika is in this morning. We'll be talking about tomorrow night's anthem contest, the national anthem contest, where tomorrow at Babes, 6 p.m., we'll be doing an open casting for people who think they can sing the national anthem. There'll be several openings, but one in particular is the big one, the one everybody wants, and that is to be able to sing the national anthem at the post-race party. Usually, and I don't know that there is one, but usually right near the flyover, right after the anthem. It's an incredible sight in front of thousands of people at the upcoming Boilermaker Sunday and the post-race party. So get set for that tomorrow night at Babes. If you're not a singer, you just want to come out and see some of the talent out there, feel free to join us tomorrow night beginning at 6 p.m. Joe Lowe will be handling the PA services and the DJ services for tomorrow night. So that's at Babes in North Utica tomorrow evening. Also on the show in a few minutes, we'll speak with Ryan Schmelz. Senate Republicans moving to stop Buttigieg from using private jets as opposed to flying commercially. Why does he have to use private jets everywhere he goes? We'll talk to Ryan about that one coming up. I don't know if you saw any of the Russia stuff yesterday. We'll get into that a little bit. Now, apparently, once again, there will not be charges. This is really an odd story. And you just can't imagine Putin's letting this guy get away with all of this. We'll speak about that coming up. And John Zogby is on the radio this morning. He wants to talk about presidential corruption claims, the indictments, and more. What is going on in the country? Also, on his website, he has a survey that says 91% of manufacturers in the United States and beyond are raising prices. They're dealing with an increase. Davey, you can, I say just operate from in here. I'll take calls. Come on in here. Otherwise, we're just hanging by ourselves here. 2 separate rooms. It just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, we'll get into that with John coming up, and some other stuff that we'll pick up on here this morning, including melatonin. Are you doing the right thing by taking melatonin to be able to get the sleep that you need? We'll talk with the doctor on that one coming up later on this morning. They're saying the next big advance in cancer treatment could very well be. This is something, and Dr. Hall I mentioned that'll be on also this morning. This is something we talked with Dr. Hall about. The general thought was all of this research being done, and they pushed so hard around the world to get this COVID vaccine advanced and ready to be taken. And we can debate about that all you want. But Dr. Hall said the general thought is that all of this research, all of these efforts could actually result in coming up with a vaccine that could deal with other diseases, such as cancer. And sure enough, out of Seattle, they say the next big advance in cancer treatment will most likely be a vaccine. After decades of limited success, scientists say research has reached a turning point, with many predicting more vaccines will be out in the next 5 years. Not traditional vaccines that prevent disease, but shots to shrink tumors and stop cancer from coming back. Targets for these experimental treatments include breast and lung cancer, with gains reported this year for deadly skin cancer, melanoma, and I'm okay. And pancreatic cancer. Davey, you're a cancer survivor.
Yes.
So if you could take a vaccine that would prevent the cancer from coming back, that would give you some comfort.
Yeah.
I would think. The doctor says we're getting something to work at this point. We're getting better. Now we need to get it to work better. Dr. James Gully, who helps lead the cancer at the National Institute, the Cancer Institute, that develops immune therapies, including cancer treatment vaccines. More than ever, scientists understand how cancer hides from the body's immune system. Cancer vaccines, like other immunotherapies, boost the immune system to find and kill cancer cells. So that could be a big move in a really positive direction. Anybody have any idea? And I dug in but could not find anything listed as to what was causing yesterday the arterial to be completely closed. So it was closed from, I would say, down near where Hemstratz is.
Oh, okay.
And if you don't, the Burstone Bridge was closed, and as you go by that, it was closed. Not sure why. Both the arterial and the overpass, the bridge on Burstone Road, both were closed to traffic, which was a brutal drive around to try to get from point A to point B. Not easy.
Well, that's brutal anyway over there because there's only one lane because they're working on the
right now
on the bridge there.
Yep, right now it is. You're right. It's brutal to begin with. How about this this story? West Virginia dog is getting praised for finding over 100. I guess you'll have to. That's Ryan. Hey, is that you, Ryan? Hey, is that you, Ryan?
Yes, sir.
All right, stand by. This is like you can come in. This is like there's when they get here, you can go in. You can go in there. West Virginia dog getting praised for finding over 150 Frisbee golf discs. The best part is when people come to pick up their missing discs, they can donate to the Marshall County Animal Rescue League. They've turned it into a fundraiser. Here's Kelly Mason talking about her dog Daisy's ability to sniff out the discs. Dogs are pretty smart. audio? Yes, here it is.
Daisy, my yellow Labrador retriever, has a nose for finding discs. We will be walking through the park, and her nose will go up. She can smell them, and she just goes off. She could go off 30 weeds through the Malta fluorosa, the high weeds, and here she comes with a disc.
Wow, wonderful. Davey, not a story I really wanted to do, but I pulled it by mistake, and of course we learn about the dog that chases and finds the discs. FedEx, this was the story. FedEx was named in a lawsuit accusing them of rolling back the odometers of thousands of their trucks before they sell them. This would be the largest odometer fraud scheme in American history. Here's Tom Layton, the used truck dealer that discovered the fraud, talking about what it is he found. And yes, they're saying it's FedEx that was doing this. Here's the audio.
Over the last several years, I've noticed that some of the commercial trucks that have been going through my dealership had issues with the odometers. The FedEx contractor contacted me and said, "Hey, what are you trying to pull here?" And I said, "What's wrong?" And he said, "I took this into Freightliner and had the vehicle hooked up to their computer, and it has over 400,000 miles, and your odometer says 180,000 miles.
If only they could find a dog that would track down the person that was spinning the odometers back. See, that would solve all of the world problems. Today is Tuesday, and it is the long-awaited 27th of June. Today is primary day in New York State, which means town races. There will be mayoral races. All of that, voting today already underway, 6 a.m. until 9 p.m. tonight. And get out and vote today if you have a primary in the party that you're registered to. So, of course, you must be a registered member of the party. Republican, Democrat, and conservative primaries all out there. There are details up on our website about the key races, of course, in Rome, Mayor Jackie Izzo and Jeff Lanigan in the Republican primary. In Utica, a Democrat primary, DeBrango versus Friend. And then on the Republican side, there is the primary as well between Mike Galimi and Bob Cardillo. So get out, cast your vote. Where this goes, I do not know. All right, Ryan Schmel is standing by on the line right now. Ryan, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
If only they could find a dog that could solve the world's problems.
Exactly.
All right, what is, so speaking of egregious, this has been a story that's been out there for a while. Criticism of Buttigieg, Transportation Secretary, traveling from point to point around the country, but instead of flying commercially, flying on private jets. What do we know?
Right. So based off Fox News' reporting, we understand that Secretary Buttigieg has flown aboard taxpayer-funded jets at least 18 times while he's in office, and he is not the first administration official going back all the way to the Trump administration to be criticized for doing this. You had Secretary Elaine Chao, who Pete Buttigieg replaced when the Biden administration took over. She was criticized for using that same jet on 7 occasions in 2017, costing taxpayers nearly $94,000, according to Politico. And then you had Tom Price, who was the Secretary of Health and Human Services, who was forced to resign from the Trump administration for reportedly taking up to 26 private jet flights that same year, costing taxpayers about $1.2 million. So this bill would ultimately force the DOT officials, including Secretary Buttigieg, to fly commercial.
Like the rest of us, right?
Pretty much, yes. That's the idea. Now, there would be some exceptions in this. So it could be in a time of emergency, or if such a flight is projected to cost at least 5% less than a commercial alternative.
Yeah, okay. And so this criticism went back to the Trump administration?
Yeah, you like I just mentioned, you had officials who had to resign during the Trump administration over that. But this is also not the first time this legislation has been, or a similar piece of legislation has been tried. Back when the FAA was having a lot of issues and we saw a lot of grounded flights, you had Congresswoman Nancy Mace from South Carolina actually offer a similar piece of legislation that would pretty much require Secretary Buttigieg to fly commercial.
All right, Ryan, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Hey, you guys too. Thank you.
Ryan Schmelz from Fox News Radio. Yesterday, CNN last night exclusively obtained the audio recording of this 2021 meeting in Bedminster, New Jersey, where it's believed President Trump discussed holding secret documents he did not classify. So up to this point, we've heard it didn't happen. There were no secret documents. All different things that have come out of this legal proceeding. But in this case, the recording, which aired on CNN's Anderson Cooper 360, includes new details from the conversation that is a critical piece of evidence in the special counsel Jack Smith's indictment of Trump over the mishandling of classified information, including a moment when Trump seemed to indicate he was holding a secret Pentagon document with plans to attack Iran. These are the papers, he said in the audio recording, while he's discussing the Pentagon attack plans, a quote that was not included in the indictment. Here's a little piece of that audio that was aired yesterday on CNN.
These are bad, sick people.
That was your coup, against you.
Well, it started right at the
like
beginning.
when Millie's talking about, you were going to try to do a coup. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in. That's right. Trying to overthrow your election.
Well, with Millie, let me see that. I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack Iran. Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look. This was him. They presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him. Wow. We looked at some. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. It's pages long. Look. Wait a minute. Let's see here.
Yeah.
I just found, isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case,
Mm-hmm.
Except it is like highly confidential, secret. This is secret information. But look at this. You attack, and
Hillary would print that out all the time,
she'd send it. No, she'd send it to Anthony Weiner. The pervert.
Please print.
By the way, isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
I was just saying because we were talking about it, and he said he wanted to attack Iran and what? These are the papers. This was done by the military, given to me. I think we can probably, right?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try to
Declassify
figure out
it. See, as president, I could have declassified it. Now I can't, but this is classified.
Now we have a problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
That's probably the rough part of the clip where he says this is classified. If when I was president, I could have declassified this, but I can't declassify it because I'm no longer president. I'm not sure how much the audio will move the bar when it comes to those who are supporting the former president, the upcoming Republican primary. But in terms of the case, there's a pretty good chance that is. While I do believe the Trump administration, the Trump campaign, is saying this is proof that no laws were broken, I'm not sure that the prosecution will see it the same way. So we'll see what comes out of that, but that recording is out. Apparently, it's about an hour long. The people who were in the room were a couple of authors and a few other staff members of Trump, and, of course, that was recorded by the Trump campaign. Apparently, when they do interviews like these, they actually record everything. It is what it is. Take it for what it's worth. Last night, in deciding Game 3 in Omaha, Nebraska, the LSU Tigers trounced the Florida Gators 18-4. Some are calling this year's Men's College World Series the greatest ever. Here is the final call from last night.
There it is. And for the first time since 2009 and 7th overall, the Tigers can say, we are champions. An amazing turn of events, fellas. After getting trounced 24-4 yesterday, they come back, score 18 with a record-setting 24 hits of their own and just destroy the Gators.
18-4, the final. Talk about big scoring, Davey. Did you watch any of this?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
When I watched it, it was 6-1. LSU was beating Florida. Then I turned it off.
Final score 18-4, and the LSU Tigers our World Series, College World Series champions. And one more, that doomed Titanic submarine trip. The mother and wife of two of the victims on board the Titan that left 5 dead is speaking out about the husband and son that she lost. It's got to be awful to even be talking about this at this point. The word was that the son was very, very nervous and afraid to actually take the journey, but wanted to bond with his dad. Here's Christine Daywood talking about how she was originally supposed to be on the submarine, but ended up giving her spot to her son, Suleiman. Here is the audio.
Shahzada was so excited to go down. He was like a little child. He had this ability of childlike excitement. So they both were so excited. It was supposed to be Shahzada and I going down. But then I stepped back and gave the space to Suleiman because he really wanted to go.
Of course, that is in complete contrast to what the media reported on this before, claiming that the young man did not want to go. The mom claiming now that that's just not true. Either way, what a horrible ending. And you think about being that mother who gave up her seat, and it was her son that ended up perishing in the submarine. Wow. Quick break. 6:51. It's Tuesday morning. Today is primary day. Voting is underway till 9 p.m. tonight. If you're interested to figure out where you're going to be voting, if you feel it might have changed from the last time you voted, you can certainly go to the Board of Elections website in your county. 6:52 at WIBX.
Paid for by friends of Bob Cardillo. Galimi clip courtesy Talk of the Town 100.7 FM.
How can he really do that?
I don't know. How do you work 2 jobs, serve 2 bosses? I mean, being mayor is full-time enough.
And what's your real job? Being mayor or your private sector work?
Remember what he said on the radio.
Yes, I will be spending 10 hours, so many hours, making sure I could fund a 401k so I could still keep my private sector retirement.
Being mayor is a full-time job. You need to be committed to be mayor. I'll be a full-time mayor for a full-time job. Let's cut crime, combat inflation, and keep our college graduates local. Vote Bob Cardillo, primary day, June 27th. I'm Bob Cardillo, and I approve this message.
If you enjoy working with children and want a rewarding job with a flexible schedule, Whitesboro Central School District Transportation is the place for you. The Whitesboro Central School District is looking for reliable and professional school bus drivers for the upcoming school year. With great benefits, flexible schedules, and summers off, the part and full-time positions are great for anyone with a tight schedule or retirees looking for a way to fill their days. The Whitesboro Central School District is a leading school system in central New York, serving 7 schools and more than 3,000 students. The district takes great pride in the success of its students and employees, and they're looking for skilled drivers to join their team. Help drive our students' success with Whitesboro Central School District Transportation. No experience needed, and they even have paid training. Call Transportation Supervisor Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the bus garage at 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro. Whitesboro Central School District, driving our students' success together.
Hi, it's Jordan from Little Falls Lumber. Summer is a great time to freshen up the look of your home, and we have you covered. We stock a variety of name brand products from GAF shingles, LP vinyl siding, Sierra Pacific windows, to Moisture Shield composite decking, and premium grade pressure treated decking. We have options to fit any budget. Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations, Little Falls, Syracuse, and Schenectady, to see what we have in store, or visit us at littlefallslumber.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Delaney. When elected mayor, backed by 8 years of direct action with the people as council president and decades of professional experience, I will establish a new roadmap for our city based on the needs and concerns garnered from your doorsteps. Standing alongside you as a fellow citizen, I will lead as a trustee of our tax dollars with a keen attention to detail, committed to setting policies that will improve the delivery of all city services, holding our government accountable. Send the right candidate to the general this year. June 27th, vote Mike Galimi for mayor.
Paid for by Mike for Mayor.
Hi, this is Tom Cole from Gates Cole Insurance with exciting news.
We're expanding with a couple of new offices in our area. One new location is Tall Pines Insurance in Boonville. They're another independent insurance agency that takes pride in making customers happy. That fits our culture at Gates Cole perfectly. Here's Greg Lee from the newest Gates Cole location, Tall Pines Insurance in Boonville.
The reason why I got into insurance was I wanted to allow my father the opportunity to retire and give back to my community. You know, we had the Boonville fire that wiped out a large area down here for us a few years ago, and so we showed up at the fire. You know, we were right there, ground zero with our insureds, who made sure that they were taken care of quickly. You know, we were able to get people the money that they needed to cover their expenses from that loss.
For insurance for your home, auto, business, and just about everything else, trust your local independent insurance agency, Gates Cole Insurance, proudly representing Finger Lakes Fire and Casualty Company of Trumansburg, New York.
Well, let me say that River Hills Properties is the fastest growing real estate company here in central New York. Nobody sells homes like River Hills. In fact, Dana Chirillo will be on the radio later on this morning. She is a real estate agent with River Hills Properties, talking about all of the options and what the real estate market looks like now in the city of Rome. We'll speak with Dana coming up a little bit later on this morning. It's River Hills Properties. When Bill and Robin Monjo wanted to begin their real estate company, it was all about, Davey, it was all about doing extra services, extra things that people could rely on during a very stressful time when you're selling your home. And that includes the book, up to 100 pages of everything there is to know about the property. Serves as a great tool when thinking about purchasing. Also a great tool afterwards when you've purchased the house. It becomes the manual for the home. And then there's the listing agent's responsibilities during the whole process. They're with you from start to the very end, and that means every step of the way. And that includes every time your house is shown, people aren't wandering through your home without anyone being there on your behalf. Your listing agent is that person. And they know the property, and they make sure you're putting your best foot forward. In Barneville, Little Falls, and Utica, online it's riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Call 315-896-1009. Remember, you're running this. Remember, nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
I looked over and I thought that was Manasseh sitting down there, and I realized, oh my God,
I'm not wearing a hat.
It's Hobica trying to. Good point. That's a good point. It's Hobica trying to prevent me from giving away his money. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm glad to be here. Welcome to my show.
You
know the deal I made with you.
Well,
I told you I would come in and let you co-host with me this morning.
And you're the host. Okay. All right. I don't think I'm a good co-host.
No.
It's like
you're a control freak.
I am a bit that, but it's like when I used to call baseball games years ago. I was never a good color commentator because I really don't know enough, right, to be the expert.
There's no question.
But I can call the play-by-play, and we did football once, and I had to stop you from to stop you from talking, if you recall.
You wouldn't let me have the microphone.
Well, these things happen. There's usually a methodology to the whole thing. So, anyway, we're going to break a little bit, and Joe Lode will also be in later today. We have a bit of a throwback to the old days when we used to do the American Idol contests. Tomorrow night at Babes, people will be coming out and singing and auditioning for the national anthem.
He's brought
gig.
A couple of ringers in. I heard him yesterday.
I believe that he has.
What time is he coming in, by the way?
At some point he'll be in.
No, the only reason I'm asking is there's not enough microphones if Joe's going to be here.
I think
so I'm going to be leaving.
He sucks the air out of the room, is what you're saying. He'll be in a little bit as well. So, all right, hang, Joe. We'll chat with you. I don't know how much you're willing to talk about when it comes to the school board and all of that happening, but there was a meeting last night.
There was?
There was, and I thought we could find out a little bit of what happened.
There wasn't a meeting last night.
From last night. There wasn't a meeting last night?
No, it's tonight.
Oh, it's tonight. Mm-hmm. You're right. Tonight's Tuesday. It's kind of hard. You've been
busy.
A weird sleep pattern. Davey,
today's election day, just so
today is primary day. Thank you. We'll break, Davey. News is straight ahead.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica, Rome, W295DI Utica, Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
They stopped a civil war. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what Russian leader Vladimir Putin just said, hailing his military and law enforcement for stopping a weekend insurrection. He's also letting the Wagner Group leader and his mercenaries involved in the uprising inside Russia off the hook. No criminal charges.
A statement says the participants stopped their actions directly aimed at committing a crime. President Putin had described the apparent rebellion as treason and a stab in the back, then offered Wagner leader Yevgeny Prigozhin a way out. He's agreed to exile in neighboring Belarus. Yesterday, Putin said the fighters were mainly patriots who'd been misled.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. The U.S. has stayed out of all that, but continues to support Ukraine against Russia's invasion. Another $500 million in military aid expected to be announced today.
The 41st time since the Russian invasion started that the Pentagon's given aid to Ukraine through Presidential Drawdown Authority.
Fox's Jill Nato. 5 Republicans running for president will campaign today in New Hampshire, including the 2 leading candidates, Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis. The day after Florida's governor went to Texas.
We are going to be the administration that finally brings the issue of our southern border to a conclusion.
The former president posted on social media DeSantis is a failed candidate. The gunman who shot up a gay nightclub in Colorado Springs last November pleaded guilty to murdering 5 people and injuring 17 others. Then Anderson Aldrich listened to survivors and victims' families in court, including Jessica Fierro, whose daughter's boyfriend was killed.
This thing sitting in this courtroom is not a human. It is a monster, it's a killer, a murderer, a failure, a coward, a racist, a bigot, and an embarrassment to society who has earned a one-way ticket to eternity in prison.
The judge gave Aldrich 5 life sentences. Brian Koberger is due back in court today in Idaho for a hearing in the murder case against him. He's charged with killing 4 University of Idaho students last year and could face the death penalty. America's listening to Fox News.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Online at CordellCordell.com, 518-554-0000, 100 Great Oaks Boulevard, Suite 110, Albany, New York, 12203.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
It's another tough day to travel. Almost 800 more flights canceled, almost as many delayed, according to FlightAware. The day after about 2,200 flights were canceled, in part because of severe weather. This ahead of a 4th of July weekend that AAA predicts will have a record number of Americans traveling. A bunch of future airline pilots have been compromised.
American Airlines and Southwest Airlines say the breach at Austin, Texas-based pilot credentials happened April 30th, and they learned about it May 3rd. The hackers gained access to names, birth dates, Social Security and passport numbers, and driver and pilot license numbers for pilot and cadet jobs for more than 8,000 applicants. The applicants were notified last week. American said it had no evidence that the information was used for fraud or identity theft, but it offered each applicant 2 years of coverage from a service which protects people from identity theft. The airline said since the breach, they have run their recruitment work through websites that they run instead of relying on another company. Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are now mixed, coming off more losses yesterday. They're celebrating in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. LSU has won the baseball national championship.
The College World Series title came down to a decisive Game 3 between LSU and Florida. The Gators tied the series at a game each with a 24-4 win in Game 2 Sunday, and LSU turned the tables Monday.
1-2, this ball smacked to right field. It is over the wall. Josh Pearson blasts off. And the Tigers are putting it to the Gators.
That was the call on ESPN as the Tigers build a big lead and cruise to an 18-4 victory to win the championship series 2-1. I'm Eric Messersmith, Fox News.
In the major, Shohei Ohtani hit his league-leading 26th home run on the LA Angels win over the Chicago White Sox. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, very muggy again, high humidity and more scattered thunder showers, downpours, mainly afternoon, a high of 79. Tonight, evening thunder showers, very humid, a low of 65. And tomorrow, breezy, not as warm, but turning less humid. Still a few showers around, then some late clearing, near 70. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
The Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties is your community foundation. Together, we've invested $125 million in the community, thanks to people, families, and businesses that want to give back and build a brighter future. And you don't have to have big bucks to make a big difference. Join us as we invest in the future of our community. Learn more about your community foundation at foundationhoc.org.
The 4th of July is an important holiday for all Americans. Hi, this is Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. For some husbands, however, in troubled marriages, holidays are marked more by hardship than harmony. If you're such a guy and considering divorce, know all your options, including alternatives to divorce. We advise, we advocate, and when necessary, we litigate.
518-554-0000. 100 Great Oaks Boulevard, Suite 110, Albany, New York, 12203. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Utica has been my home for the past 63 years. 35 years of business in the private sector and a business owner for 20. Over 20 years of serving Utica as a professional firefighter. Past chairman of the Public Safety Committee, 3-term elected council at large, making Utica a better place to live. Experience matters.
Elect endorsed Democratic candidate Frank DeBrango on primary day, June 27th. Paid for by Friends of Frank DeBrango.
Hi, I'm Bill Morehouse. I'm the Chief Financial Officer of the City of Utica. The city is on an upward trajectory. We need to maintain that trajectory. We need a leader with honesty, integrity, and someone who can truly lead our city forward. That person is Frank DeBrango. He has the experience, he has the knowledge. I'll be voting for Frank DeBrango on June 27th primary day, and I hope you'll join me. It's very important for the Democratic Party that we make this happen. Frank DeBrango, the next mayor of the City of Utica.
Paid for by Friends of Frank DeBrango.
He might not have a badge, but we have faith in his killer instinct. Celebrate the 10th anniversary of famed detective priest, Father Brown. Stream the new season now, only on BritBox.
That sounds like a marvelous plan.
Plus, watch even more unofficial detectives in much-loved series, including Agatha Christie's Marple, Murder in Provence, and more. Expect intriguing mystery. Expect the Undetectives. Start streaming today at BritBox.com.
I'm Celeste Friend. I'm running for mayor of Utica because I believe in Utica. Our city is growing. People are coming here to invest in our future. People are coming home to where they grew up to raise their own families. Let's keep growing and create a future for all of us. Please vote for me in this June's Democratic primary. Early voting starts June 17th. Election day is June 27th.
Paid for by the Committee to Elect Celeste Friend.
Quote based on healthy, non-smoking 30-year-old female with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary. Eligible policies and estate planning tools can vary by state.
It's a busy life. You have enough to worry about. So here's a great way to check life insurance off your list. It's called Ethos. With the thought of medical exams, forms to fill out, and the cost, it's easy to see why life insurance can fall to the bottom of your to-do list. But at Ethos Life, we've got your back. For about $1 a day, you could get $250,000 in term life insurance without a medical exam. Just go online, answer a few health questions, and snap! Family protected. You could get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and be covered in hours. No medical exams, no blood tests, no hassle. Right now, with your purchase of an eligible policy from Ethos, you'll get something else important to your family. Tools to create a legal will. A $449 value, yours free. Ethos, the 100% online, hassle-free way to get affordable life insurance. Get your free online quote now at ethoslife.com. That's ETHOS life.com.
Home title theft. It's on the rise, and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert, and that's bad news for home title thieves. So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, so Manaski is ill this morning, and it is very nice to be able to just put a text out and just realize that two people that I knew were definitely up and rolling this morning have made their way in the studio. Joe Lode and
Luminaries, Bill.
Luminaries.
You can't say that. You can't say
Listen,
two luminaries.
Two very good people.
Joe Lode is not only Utica famous; he's upstate New York famous.
Well, we found that out when he was a VIP at a recent concert.
I'm lodging an objection already to my treatment this morning.
How are you being treated? I think you're being treated very nicely.
I want you to look at Joe Lode right now, and
Yeah.
I want you to look at me, and I want to know why. And I want to know why he has headphones.
Oh, right.
I don't have headphones.
Well, because
I'm
Can you
trying
get-
to understand.
can you get him some
There's some
headphones?
advantage. There's
Oh, you don't even have a mic.
I don't even have the mic, and
All right,
you're
now
you're
you do.
no. Turn me on over there.
He can't hear that because
I
you don't
know.
have headphones.
You don't have headphones. Listen, I don't. There's headphones right in front of you.
No.
Today is primary day in the area, in the state. Joe's all upset because what's it doing in June?
I know it's supposed to be November, right?
So
September, actually.
It was always in September.
Oh,
The
September.
general election would be in November.
There you go. There you
go.
So this is just primary.
This is the primary.
Well,
but
it's not just primary.
It's a big primary.
This is a big primary.
And Joe, we're going to make some predictions. Joe Lode, we're going to make some predictions. Do you want to get in on the bet?
Okay.
All right.
By the way,
Best part of this whole thing is
Are we talking about Deerfield?
This is not. Hang on. This is not our opinions.
Oh.
It's only our predictions.
The best part of this whole bet is with the four of us, although Davey just walked out, the one who loses has to shave their head. And technically, I'm the one that has more hair than all three of you.
I don't think so, Bill.
I do. I have a little bit more.
Listen,
You don't
I
have any
shaved
facial
mine
hair.
on purpose.
You
That's a
don't
good
have any
point.
facial hair.
Well, it's because I shave. I don't feel I look
Right.
good that way. All right. So we're going to make a prediction on that coming up in a second. If you want to pipe in your opinion, 315-736-0186. We're going to talk about tomorrow night with you, Joe Lode, and then Hobaika. Anything you can tell us about tonight's school board? It is. You guys put out the declaration, the minutes, the notice is what it's called, right?
Yeah.
That there's going to be a special school board meeting, and people are paying attention. They're all wondering what's going to happen.
Yeah, I know. It was as I indicated when I was asked. I said we're just going into executive session. And we were coming out. That's all we did.
And then what about this one tonight? Will it be
Tonight's the regular board meeting.
Okay.
So
All
we're
right.
going to have some presentations, and then unfortunately we're not going to have the students there, which is my favorite part of the meeting.
Well, they're done now.
I know. I'm sad about that. I really enjoy having the color guard. Hopefully, maybe they'll be there.
I do believe that what it is that you guys have added to those board meetings, I think, is a real positive. Bringing the kids in and the kids give a presentation. Joe, they talk about all of the different programs they're
involved with,
accomplishing, and
we had
it's a
we
good.
had the graduation at the auditorium on the Memorial. What is it called? The Adirondack
Bank Center.
And there were about, I think it was like 680 kids, and all the teachers were dressed in their academic regalia.
Okay.
So they had their hoods and the master's
nice.
sleeves
Yeah.
and the whole 9
Yeah.
yards. And we had the administrators up on stage, which was the first time that's been allowed. And we all kind of took turns giving the diplomas to the kids, and we had some elementary school principals up there, and it was like a real celebration. The kids were so well behaved. The parents and families were.
Joe and I went to Mohawk High School.
Was there anything out of the ordinary that happened at the presentation? I'm just wondering.
Because Joe, were you prevented from walking?
No, I walked, but I walked in style.
Okay, all right. I can only imagine.
You wear a special robe, Joe?
The principal held out his hand ready to shake my hand for, as he was giving me the diploma, and I give him a bear hug, lifted him right up off the stage and shook him a little bit. That was Mr. Nolan, remember? I didn't know he had a bad back. It's my defense, okay?
You would have been escorted right off the stage.
Yeah. Well,
back in the 80s, things were different.
Wouldn't have been the first time, that's for darn sure.
There were people smoking on stage, for God's sakes.
What?
But that was, you remember, we had your class was like 80 kids or something, right?
There was 93, I think.
We were the largest class ever at Mohawk High School, and we started with 150 kids.
Wow.
And I think we graduated like 112, something like that.
Wow.
Which was pretty big when you think
112.
About it.
Wow, that's great.
But I can. It amazes me of how many students Proctor graduated.
We did. I think our graduation was about maybe a little over 2 hours with all kinds of speakers and.
How many students?
680, I think.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like going to a small junior college.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, next year we're all going to be wearing our academic regalia, and that's what they call the robes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's really going to be almost like a college graduation because, everybody will be in their garb, so to speak, and just to celebrate with the kids because I think it's great.
It's so funny that my daughter will be a senior in college this year, and her school has at graduation will have over 25,000 students. They do it at Yankee Stadium. Can you imagine that?
That's awesome.
Just think of all those poor souls that had to pay that horrible tuition. Believe me. 25,000.
It's all worth it, though, as you're sitting in Yankee Stadium.
25,000.
I think they do split it up. So they'll each department will have its own graduation, and then there's one big one, and everybody doesn't walk the stage.
You know what the highlight of next year's graduation is going to be?
At Proctor?
Yeah, I'm going to wear the vicar hat.
You are?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Did they have a special guest speaker?
They did. Actually, the kids, we changed it up.
Was it a traditional commencement speaker?
The kids selected their favorite or most influential teacher.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's
and then
a nice
that
idea.
teacher gave a speech. And actually, she had a son who was graduating in the class. And she did a great job.
Nice.
Of course,
nice.
One of the great things was that she was talking about the fact that most people will never remember who spoke at their high school graduation.
He had better not forget. Yeah.
But her son for sure would because his mom spoke.
Do you want to say what her name was?
Her maiden name was Cercelli.
Okay.
She's actually married to Joe DePaul.
All right.
I think her name is Jen.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I asked that question that you didn't know the answer to.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, look, I can't know
You can't know everything, Joe. You
I try to present that.
You present it that way.
Sometimes I don't know if he doesn't know the answer or he's thinking in his mind in a lawyery way about how to
one thing for
say
sure.
the question or the answer.
I generally do not know the answer to your questions on my contest.
We've had some really good ones lately. They've been some really good. Now, the other day, he's complimenting me on the questions, like, wow, those are really good. And then the other compliment was that I was shocked by is you had said to me, there's no way, we're talking about complete streets. I don't want to give up Joe's political preferences here, but I would say he may not be the biggest fan of complete streets.
Well, it was interesting because I had.
I thought you were talking about me. At least we agree on one thing.
You do agree.
I was driving down to the auditorium, to the Adirondack Bank Center. And, I think it was 5 turns at the light. And I just thought, I don't know, man,
So Joe said there's no way to get from, where were we going?
I said there was
no way to get from
New Hartford to Babes. Without going down Genesee Street.
Point. And I said, well, you got to be kidding me, right? You know that's not true. And he said, There is absolutely no way to get to Babes without being on Genesee Street.
Magellan, I am not.
And let me just tell you.
I'm Liz Clayman, and
I don't
this.
know why that's happening, Davey. Come on, man. What are you doing
Get
in
Liz
there?
out of there.
What are you doing in there?
Got nothing to do with Genesee Street.
It wasn't you.
Okay.
It was me. So anyway, there are two different ways that I know of. Number one, you can come down.
Arterial.
Up, take 12, the arterial to 12, loop around.
Yep.
You could get off right there. Instead of going to the throughway, you'd get off and
Well,
you
that I
turn.
I objected when you said that because I said, you're still going to have to make the right on Court and then make that illegal left on Genesee Street, and then you have to go up that way.
Well, that's not true either.
No, it's not.
Not even. And then the other way.
All this time I've been here, and that's exactly how I swear it's all I...
You could have gone straight down to Leland Ave, cut over by the recycling center, and come right out behind Babes.
Right.
And you'd never even touch Genesee Street. So not
VIP parking spots.
Not only did you not need Genesee Street, but you wouldn't even touch it.
I was so amazed when you told me that because all this time.
The point that I'm making, though, is I couldn't tell if he was busting my chops
No,
impressed
I was
or if he
serious,
was really
completely
impressed.
serious. I
You know
did
why
not.
this happens? We talked about this. Because people from Utica who grew up in Utica have a tradition of going a certain way. They
Right.
always went Genesee Street or Sunset Ave or Oneida Street.
Right.
Whereas if you're somebody who came after the arterial, then you want to fly. I want to move. I don't want to be sitting in traffic.
The last thing I
Although
want
the
to do is go
arterial
light to light to light to light.
Yeah,
I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
and then
I'm
light
with
to light to one lane, and then, no.
All right, coming
No,
up,
thanks.
we're going to make our predictions here on today's primary. And, Joe, you'll be a part of it. Joe, we're going to talk about the anthem tomorrow night. If you want to sing the national anthem at the
Boilermaker, huge.
post-race party, or there are other events you could sing at as well. The competition is tomorrow night, 6 p.m. at Babes in North Utica. I want to squeeze
I do
in.
have one question.
Okay.
About the national anthem.
All right, go ahead.
Isn't it true that you're supposed to do the national anthem in 90 seconds? Isn't that what you told me that
what we do for the stage is I mean, you could have someone come in and say, well, I do a different version of it. Like Whitney Houston's version is longer than 90 seconds. But
I think Mariah Carey's was longer.
Well, it's just her, whatever she does with her voice thing there. But
Right.
the average time for a national anthem is 90 seconds.
Yeah, you told me that 90
Yeah,
seconds,
90
was,
seconds.
was the standard.
Yep.
So is that how long you're going to allow each singer to sing?
Well,
or are you gonna...
they're going to do their thing, and then we'll vote based on that. There's
So
some-
are they going to be singing the national anthem as
Yes.
oh my God,
There's gonna be a
gonna
lot
a lot
of
of
that.
standing and a lot of
You're right.
hand over
You're
the
right.
heart thing going on.
That is a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
I almost
Yeah.
think you gotta
Have them sing something else.
something, yeah, because we're going to
Yeah.
be saluting the whole night.
No, I,
you know?
I think you're going to
All
have
right,
to.
contestant number 63. Hey!
Quiet in the back.
Like at the Comets
It is
games.
at
At the Comets games, God forbid somebody's talking when the anthem is playing. You get,
100%.
you get yelled at.
You got to put your hand over your heart, man.
But
That's
here's
way
the
to go.
problem. We may be doing the anthem 50 times tomorrow night. That's a very good problem.
I think you're going to have to get special dispensation from someone in the military.
Okay. Well, that would be to not have to stand during that. All right. Let me go to Dr. Ken Hall. I just want to update just a couple quick things with the doc, and then we'll make our predictions here this morning. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
And I have a legal issue, Joe, that I want to throw at you that I can't even believe, and it's coming out of New York City. It's a good one. Dr. Ken Hall from MVHS. Doc, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good. Great to have you on. Happy summer and all of that stuff. And not sure what we're going to be dealing with in terms of the next few days, but this humidity is oppressive. And I would expect that based on the heat around the country, July could be really, really hot. And these are times where you got to be careful. If it's really hot, don't go out and exert yourself too much, right? Especially if you're a little bit older.
Boy, that's for sure. And, or if you're on a number of different medications that actually make your body less able to maintain a temperature in the heat. Things like antihistamines. So if you've got allergies and you're taking Benadryl or something like that, then it can actually decrease your body's ability to get rid of heat. I'll tell you what's going on in Texas and moving toward the Gulf Coast is going to be really, really hard for those folks down there.
In fact, there were people that there were a couple of deaths, fatalities in Texas based on people working in the heat. So you got to certainly be careful. What I wanted to touch on here is just quickly is a story that is might be the New York Times this morning, and everybody really has it. It's a story about vaccinations and cancer that we are, and this is something we talked about during COVID when we still didn't have the vaccine yet, but all the research that was going into it. I remember you saying that what we're going to find out of this and is we're really advancing medicine to the point where we might be able to come up with a vaccine or something that would assist us with diseases like cancer. And sure enough, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So there had been some research going on, and some actually pretty good trials for what's called immune therapy for cancer, where you basically take a piece of the cancer that really differentiates it from the rest of your normal cells, and you expose it in such a way that the body will make antibodies to it, and that is exactly what's happened. What has allowed this to go forward much more rapidly was, Operation Warp Speed, with all of the money that was put into advancing vaccine technology, has really morphed into other areas, which is really good, and that often happens with medicine, and so we're really glad to be seeing that.
It is really it's a big deal. The difficulty though with cancer, right, is that we're dealing with so many different kinds of cancer.
Yeah, we think of cancer as a single disease, and the reality is it's like 200 plus different diseases. Even something like breast cancer, you say, okay, breast cancer is a single disease. No, there are probably like 5 or 6 different types of breast cancer, and so you really have to be targeting exactly what you want, because it isn't like you can do one thing and that's the silver bullet for all cancer.
Yeah. And then I wanted to ask about another story that's out today, talking about melatonin for sleep regularity, and the fact that it seems that this is something that people are taking too much of. I think we don't see it as a drug or a medicine.
Yeah, so melatonin is something that is naturally occurring within the body, within the brain, and it does initiate sleep, or at least initiate a decrease in the brain's electrical activity, which actually facilitates falling asleep. What we don't know is how much is too much. And because people, and it comes in different strengths and it's sold over the counter, so you many times you don't know exactly how much you're getting, even with any individual pill. So it is something that we need to be aware of. There are studies going on looking at the effects of different dosing, but the reality is that we don't truly know what it is.
Yeah.
We do know that it's naturally occurring, which makes us feel a little bit safer, but again, you can overdose on things that are naturally occurring.
All right, and then one quick update, if you could, on the progression of the hospital, which is really incredible. It seems like everything is ahead of schedule, or would you say you're on schedule?
I'd say we're on schedule. I think that there are aspects that are going well, and actually there aren't any aspects that aren't going well. Yeah, we here at MVHS are really morphing our thoughts, to this is not anymore a construction project. This is now a hospital, and we are actively looking at orienting all of our employees that are going to be working in the hospital to that area. We're making huge plans. They're really going to go full steam starting in August. And we're just, the excitement around here, around both campuses, really around all of our facilities, is really palpable for the time that we get to move into into that building.
All right. Believe it or not, we'll be dealing with the fall, and before you know it, the summer just seems to fly by. Doc, as always, we appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. And Dr. Kent Hall from MVHS.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day, and please be safe.
Yep, you do the same. All right, coming up, we're going to get Hobaika's prediction and Joe Lode's prediction for the upcoming primary race. Today, it's not upcoming. It's the results, the upcoming results. Polls are open today until 9 p.m. If you're a registered Republican or Democrat in Utica, you definitely do have a primary to vote in because of the mayor's race. And in Rome, if you're a Republican, you have a race to vote in today. So do you want to, before we break, do you want to make your predictions here? Let's start with Joe Lode. I'm going to do Joe first. Do you have a prediction, Joe, on the Rome mayor's race, Republican Izzo versus Lanigan?
Well, I think Mayor Izzo's been doing a phenomenal job. I spoke with her over at the 85th anniversary of her source in Rome last week, and I think she's a shoo-in.
You think she wins big,
Mm-hmm.
all right?
Yeah.
On the in the Utica Democratic race between Celeste Friend and Mr. DeBrango, what do you think?
It's a tough call. I'm going to say...
This isn't who you want to win.
No, I know. Because I don't want either of them.
Okay, all right.
You know, if I was in Utica, I wouldn't vote
All right.
for either of them.
Okay.
But I would say that I think DeBrango's got it by an edge.
Okay, you're saying DeBrango, but close.
Yeah, very close.
All right. And then on the Republican side, Bob Cardillo and Mike Galimi.
This is the tough one. Boy, I've known both. I know both candidates well. And
do you think the full-time thing has resonated really well with people?
Yeah.
You do think it has?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just, I think Galimi's going to pull it off.
Okay, but close.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay,
because Bob's a very popular guy, you know. I mean, Bob's a nice guy. I've had great interaction with him over the years. Nice guy. And I think he's a nice guy in the community and people know him. And
okay.
I just think Mike is on his game. I mean, he's coming from the council to this. I think it's
okay, all right. Over to Hobaika. You know, I got to tell you something. Normally, when someone else is talking, you're making all sorts of faces and rolling your eyes. You didn't do that with Joe today.
He's playing solitaire, Bill. I've ran him out. I don't care.
He's not even paying attention. All right. What do you think, Joe Hobaika?
Joe, I'm sorry. What did Joe predict? I wasn't paying attention.
You know what he predicted.
No, I'm kidding.
Starting with the Rome race.
Well, I think Mayor Izzo is going to win that race.
Okay.
I do. But I do think that
primaries are so difficult.
Are very, very difficult.
Yeah, because if people think that somebody's going to win, they're not going to go out and vote.
That's a big problem.
That's the biggest issue. You have to vote no matter what you think is going to happen.
I think that actually running in a primary is more difficult than running in a school board race, and running in a school board race is like being on an island.
Yeah.
But
you don't know what you're going to get.
Right. So I think it's a matter of
one thing is
turnout.
for sure you're not going to get is a paycheck.
That's for darn sure. So I'm going with Mayor Izzo in the Rome race.
All right. Do you feel that's interesting what Joe said that can actually work against an incumbent because people think
yes. When I kind of winced when he said she's going to run away with it.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the issues is turnout. You have
it's all about turnout.
People. You have to get people to the polls. That's all there is to it.
Yep. Now to Utica, starting with the Democratic race.
Okay.
DeBrango, Friend.
I think that this race is a pick'em.
You think so?
Yes, I do. I think my belief is that it's going to be very, very tight, and it's going to be the winner is going to be dictated by whoever gets more of their supporters to the polls.
Yeah. Technically, that's really what.
And I don't. And I have to say, I did not enjoy the discussions of issues, the presentation of issues.
Well, you can't be talking about DeBrango because he played a different strategy. He stayed quiet.
I understand.
Celeste was on a lot.
No, my point is that I really feel like the conditions of all the streets
and not the complete streets
was an issue that needs to be really addressed by candidates in general.
And you know what? That really was not talked about at all. Everybody was focused on the complete street thing.
There's potholes, pavement failures, catch basins that have issues. There's broken curbs. There's all kinds of stuff. That's number one. When you're talking about public safety, I don't know. I mean, I think that the police do as good a job as they can do. And so unless you're talking about bringing some people in to talk about working with other agencies to try to figure out how to stem this teenage or youth crime, I didn't hear a lot about that stuff. Just sitting there going like, we need to make it safer in the streets. That's not anybody, that's not a
Do you have a plan? How would you make that happen?
Exactly. And I think that was another thing. I think neighborhood business district development is a very important subject.
Yeah.
Okay.
But is that not a sexy subject where people don't?
It is a sexy subject because, like, if you think about it, we have little pockets throughout the city.
Yes.
That need to.
Well, it used to be neighborhoods. Like I see that in that area. For instance, James Street used to be a great neighborhood.
But you could invest in that neighborhood.
You could. That's my point. And
but you also
West
have
Utica.
But drive up. Listen. I drive in the streets in Cornhill.
I thought you only took Genesee Street.
Well. When you go if I'm going to a school or whatever it is,
right.
okay.
You have many schools all over.
But the reality is, I mean, the street behind Kernan, for example, in West Utica, looks like bombs went off.
I know.
And that's the road that everybody takes to come and make a presentation if you're out of town, consultants, things like that. How do you have that street in that condition? It was so bad that we actually were looking into spending district money on that street to fix it.
I think you bring up a great point. That stuff, none of this stuff was talked about.
And I don't, but
you're calling it a toss-up.
I think that's a toss-up.
Okay. So I'm going to put a giant T there for you.
Yep.
And then in the Republican side, now you are the former Republican chair. Bob Cardillo versus Mike Galimi.
Yes. I think this particular race is really for the soul of the city Republican Party.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because you have the constitutional cuckoos on one side of this race, and then you have normal Republicans on the other side of the race. Okay. And
so this isn't as much about Bob Cardillo as who he aligned himself with?
I think he has done the most with what he has in terms of running.
I mean, he has a big notebook
race.
He brings in every time. He's got all these policy ideas.
I think he's done. I think he has run an absolute textbook race. All the, I'm saying, like, he's had ads. He's had
the full-time position to Galimi.
I mean, he positioned Galimi beautifully in the beginning of this race.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's done all the things that you do when you run for office.
Yep.
Okay. So I think that he has really done, from a technical standpoint, everything that you can do.
Yeah.
So again, and then you have Mike on the other side, who was trying to portray a more technical, process-oriented position.
And he seemed to try to take the high road. He didn't. He didn't get into any of the back and forth.
And I'm not sure that his answer on the. I mean, first of all, I think
the answer we're hearing over and over again in these commercials does not do him any.
No,
any
it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't help.
No.
Okay. Do I think that it should matter in any way? The answer is no. But the reality is, from a technical, I'm running for office standpoint, he was positioned and really had a hard time getting out of it. But on the flip side, he's gone door to door. He's done all the little things, and he really is the next generation of political candidate because he uses social media and all the things.
Yeah, and he's younger. He's a young businessman.
Yes,
and it's probably
he's a
more
bright
of
guy.
It's probably more of a non-issue,
right?
But Bob was able to. Cardillo was able to make it an issue that has stuck with voters. The question is going to be
whether or not it's going to matter.
Will that
and again,
matter?
In the beginning of this race, I thought Galimi was going to run away with it. I also think at this point,
I think Bob thought that was going to happen, but I think he feels like he can win now.
I think that it's a toss-up.
Yeah,
on both
I
both
agree.
of these, and then the question's going to be, the third lines or whatever those third party.
Does Bob stay in the race if he loses? Does Galimi have a third line? There are a lot of questions there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I think they're both toss-ups, and I think that both, I think that they need to get people to the polls today.
Both of them have to do that. Actually, they all need to do that.
Right.
I won't get into the Rome Mayor's race because I do media. I do Jackie Izzo's media, and I would be someone who is biased. So I won't give you anything on that race. But the other two, I hate to say I'm with you on toss-up. I really think both of those are a toss-up. And I didn't think it was going to be that way. So I kind of am in agreement with you, Joe. That's awful. All right, you'll be in agreement with me because this morning, Davey, let's do our free money question of the day. We're going to talk to John Zogby coming right up. Free money question of the day. And today's jackpot, Davey, are you ready?
Oh, my God.
Is $400.
No, you don't. Why do you get the pick?
$100.
I don't understand why you get the pick.
Did you read the sign on the door?
I thought it was my show today.
Yeah. When we're in your office, it's your show. $400, Davey.
Just stick to the blackjack.
$400. What caller number are you looking for there, Davey?
23.
You're looking for caller number what?
23.
6. Caller number 6.
Dave.
Sixth caller right now at 315-736-0186. Caller number 6 takes a shot of Hopebanka's money with him sitting right here. We'll do it next on WIBX.
Are you in the market for a vehicle that's like new but don't want to break the bank? Look no further than GM certified pre-owned vehicles at Steve Ponte Chevrolet. With rates as low as 3.9% for 36 months on select models, you can find new roads without the high price tag. Check out the 2021 Chevy Trax LT all-wheel drive with only 13,000 miles, or the 2020 Chevy Equinox LS all-wheel drive with only 31,000 miles. With a 6-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and an additional 1-year bumper-to-bumper limited warranty, you can drive with confidence knowing your vehicle is covered. Why wait? Visit us online anytime at StevePonteChevy.com to browse our complete inventory. Steve Ponte Chevrolet, Route 28 in Herkimer. See why it's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Chevrolet, your family-owned and operated dealership.
Customer must qualify top tier through GM Financial. All taxes and fees due on delivery. Must take delivery by June 30th, 2023.
Go green and save green right now at City Suburban. There has never been a better way to heat and cool your home than with a new Mitsubishi electric heat pump system from City Suburban. They provide energy-efficient comfort year-round, are whisper quiet, 40% more efficient than conventional systems, and offer room-by-room temperature control. And the best part is right now you can save up to $9,000 in rebates with the New York State Clean Heat Program while funds are available. Go green and make the switch today. And as always, receive City Suburban's POMG. That's peace of mind guarantee.
This is Chris from City Suburban on Route 233 in Westmoreland. There has never been a better time to upgrade your system than right now. You can save up to $9,000 with New York State clean heat rebates and make your home more comfortable and efficient for years to come. Call us today at 853-3899. That's 853-3899. Or visit us at citysuburban.com.
I'm Celeste Friend. I'm running for mayor of Utica. As mayor, public safety will be my top priority. I will hire a full-time, independent, qualified public safety commissioner who will be in charge of making our city safe for all of us, including safe streets, safe housing, and effective emergency response. Please vote for me in this month's Democratic primary. Early voting starts June 17th. Election Day is June 27th.
Paid for by the committee to elect Celeste Friend.
Hi, it's Jordan from Little Falls Lumber. Summer is a great time to freshen up the look of your home, and we have you covered. We stock a variety of name brand products from GAF shingles, LP vinyl siding, Sierra Pacific windows, to Moisture Shield composite decking, and premium grade pressure treated decking. We have options to fit any budget. Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations, Little Falls, Syracuse, and Schenectady, to see what we have in store, or visit us at littlefallslumber.com.
Stop! School bus drivers needed. Durham Bus Services has a unique opportunity to drive school buses, from minivans to full-size buses. All buses are automatic, air-conditioned, and easier than ever to drive. We're looking for reliable members of our community to learn while you earn and get up to $23.50 an hour, a matching 401k, medical, and paid time off. Apply online at nellc.com or call 315-275-8329.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, here we go. It's 7:46 in the morning. There's $400 on the line. 400 of Obika's $1 bills, or 4 of his $100 bills on the line here. And Donna's in Yorkville. Hi, Donna. How you doing?
Oh my God, I don't know. I heard $400 and I said, I probably don't know the answer, but I'm going to give it a shot because my aunt needs a door. So
okay, well, this could be what gets you the door. Okay.
Good luck.
Are you ready?
Can I have a lifeline too?
I hope she gets
what was that?
I said I hope she gets
Yeah, that's what you said in court, you piece of garbage.
Yeah. So wait, can I have a lifeline too?
It's a long story, an old story.
Oh God, you have to bring it up.
You cannot have a lifeline.
How the hell did we all get together again on this?
That's amazing.
Because forgive and forget.
If you would have told me back then on that day, that fateful day in Little Falls, that both Joe Lode and Donna would be on the air with me, and even better that I'd be on this radio station, I would tell you that is, you are smoking crack.
That's right.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready? You have 7 seconds, okay?
Okay.
You must beat the buzzer. Here it is.
I'm going to try.
Name the nursery rhyme named after... Well, no, I gotta change this. Name the nursery rhyme that a social media platform is named after. Ready, go.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Kind of double clicking going on there.
My God.
Name the nursery rhyme that a social media platform is named after.
Facebook? Oh, wait. I don't know. Give me a tune. Come on, my aunt needs a door.
TikTok.
Let's do half price.
TikTok. I'm a little cuckoo clock. Remember that one?
No.
That is not a nursery rhyme.
Yeah, it's a nursery rhyme.
How about the mouse ran up the clock, the 3 blind mice?
Well, but...
No, that's a basketball.
I thought it was Hickory Dickory Dock.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
It was the R-rated version of that. We will give you, though, not a door.
Wait a minute. Give me another chance.
No,
give everybody a chance.
I don't.
We've got a great consolation prize for you.
We have clackers for you. We're going to give you clackers. No, they're kabangers.
Hilarious.
All right, listen. We're going to give you the all-in-one.
Wait, I need a postcard from Herkimer, too.
The all-in-one food and fun card, $25 gift card from Aquavino Babes, 72, Taylor and the Cook, ABC, the Adirondack Bank Center, And also Cookies, Q and Creamery. It's a $25 gift card. Stand
Well,
by.
I love it there.
Thank you.
So
And
wait a minute. Sing me the tune. What is the tune?
Tick tock, I'm a little cuckoo clock. I believe Sinatra did it.
Okay, I did say TikTok though.
But that's not the song. Yeah. Please, there'll be no lawsuits.
Oh, dear God.
All right.
Okay, wait a minute. Now I got a lawyer, so
All right.
come on.
All right.
He's sitting right here. His name is Teddy. He's a little padoodle.
All right. Well, listen, you're going to talk to Davey next. You have a wonderful day. Donna, thank you so much. And there you have it. So, do you remember that whole thing?
Honestly? No.
Yeah. Oh, boy. I did a whole
you
show.
You want to
on
remind me?
I don't. I think we should all let it go. Okay. Quickly, you said there's some races going on in Deerfield. I know you wanted to get in on that.
Yeah, so, there's a race going on today, and, of course, you have to get out and vote because that's the main thing. And I have, who I'm voting for. But Dave Buck is running again.
Okay.
And then Dan Fusco. And there's a lot going on in Deerfield with the solar nonsense that's happening that got snuck through and all that good stuff. And we just need change up there in Deerfield.
Okay.
So.
I have a few comments, and Donna says, why is Joe spinning in the chair like my grandkids do? You want to answer to that?
Because I always do that in this chair.
You do that. You do that. It's usually when you get annoyed.
No, I like how whirly the chair is.
2 weeks ago, I was leaving Bank of Utica. Joe was coming up the one way the wrong way. The turn by the garage that comes out by City Hall.
Everybody was doing it that day because there was a detour. I admit it, I did it.
This is the birth of a new contest. Which one of the Joes did this?
Oh my
and then
God!
We throw
Yes.
out the scenario, and
It wasn't you, Joe.
No.
It would be very difficult. Mike this morning, I hope whoever wins doesn't live near Babes on Genesee Street when Joe has to deliver the money. That is funny. Yes, you can tell him how to get there. I will. I'll let him know, and he can do it without Genesee Street. And Allison, I'm not reading that. And you guys have to make, this is Larry, you guys have to make a pick. Wishy-washy. Come on, guys. You are better than that. Make a pick. So if you had to pick in the race quickly, and then John Zogby coming up, if you had to pick Joe in the race, Utica Democrats, Friend or DeBrango?
I really do not have a pick.
You got to pick. You have to pick.
You have to pick one.
Yeah.
All right. Now he's going to flip a coin.
He's flipping a coin. I'm going to tell you who I would pick, in that I would pick Frank Miola. Although I got to say, Celeste Friend is an incredible foe. Why I say Frank Miola is because I think he's the godfather who's managing the whole thing. He's the boss man.
Well, I just want to know, does that
And I'm not
mean,
saying that in a bad way.
No. I'm asking you this question. Our usual bet is whoever has more correct picks gets the other person has to buy him sushi, right?
That is a fair bet. Yes.
Oh, I'm in on that one.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So
and Joe's in as well.
I'm based on that. Just to make sure, I'm going to go Friend.
So Joe is going Friend there. For me, I'm going to go. I'm going to go Establishment. The Establishment is supporting Mike Galimi. I'm going with Establishment.
I'm going to do the same.
Just like I did back in 2016. I went with Establishment. There's no way Trump could win. And look how wrong I was. So, right?
I'm going to agree with you on that one, just to make the difference maker.
Okay, so you're agreeing on that.
Yeah.
You're saying going on with Establishment. All right, well, there you have it. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Hang for a second. I want to bring in John Zogby. John, good morning. It's been an interesting primary season locally. I know that's not necessarily your thing, but with an upcoming mayor's race in the general, both in Utica and Rome, there's been a lot of attention paid to these races.
Yeah, they sure have, and they're good candidates that are involved. And I think that that we're looking at close races.
Yeah, I agree.
Frankly, that's as far as I'm going to go. I haven't polled it. I have advised one of the candidates. I don't think it's appropriate for me to comment publicly.
Yeah, okay. All right, so I want to just ask you, with where we are currently and the we really could look back on history, but let's try to just look at it in a nutshell as to where we are right now politically in the United States. We have claims of corruption on both sides. Former President Trump, current President Joe Biden. There are indictments. Audio came out yesterday of the former president basically admitting to having classified documents and knowing that he couldn't declassify them because he was no longer president. He actually says it as he's showing the plan to attack Iran, of all things. We have, I guess my question is, what is going on in this country right now?
On a broader, more global sense, we're at one of those moments where both political parties are imploding and no longer capable of representing, newer demographics in the United States, no longer seen or trusted as problem solvers or, frankly, as being able to do their job. That's in the more global sense. That is like the Civil War, leading up to the Civil War. It's also going back several decades earlier, say the 1820s, where we have major party realignment as new voters are coming in, universal manhood suffrage, and so on. On a more specific, and short-term basis, I think what you have here is the intersection of celebrity and social media and politics. And frankly, what's good for a candidate is not necessarily good for the country. It's immaterial whether Donald Trump is actually holding documents, classified or declassified documents. The thing is, the badder he is, the more he appeals to his base. And so what you really have here is someone who breaks all the rules, and his supporters love him for the fact that no matter if they feel he's corrupt, or no matter if they feel that he's incapable of leading, they just love the idea that somebody who appears to be like them, hurt, victimized, etc., it can lash back the way that he does. They love that about him.
Yeah,
what I love is that it always comes down to that instead of, Biden also has classified documents locked in his car in his garage, and his son has had corruption with different countries. So
you can have this on the other side. I only have 3 minutes left with John. And by the way, the difference between the two is one has resisted, one has cooperated. I'm sorry, two have cooperated, one has resisted.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that.
That is true, because without getting into it, Biden and Pence both cooperated, and Trump hit him. So,
Johnny,
let me get John.
I just want to ask him. At some point, right? Don't we have to start focusing on actual, real issues like the actual policy and things like that, or are we just going to continue for the near future? And I don't know how long near is anymore. Just dealing with all of these, what you call them, hot button, but not material.
Well, can we get past the argument and think about the country?
Joe, how quaint.
Yeah, I know.
He's so eloquent today.
The bottom line is, Joe, honestly, we do. This is still early, and this is, how both sides, one side in particular, is building its base. But the bottom line for both parties is Project Destroy before the primaries. Try to clear the field as much as you can. Try to raise as much dirt on both sides and dominate the conversation as much as you can with negatives. By the time there are primaries, voters are going to vote on quality of candidates, experience, who they believe can be trusted to fulfill the promises that they make, real policies.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, and look, you guys know, everybody knows I am a Democrat, but Biden's biggest problem is overcoming that perception that he can be fit for the presidency at the age of 80, 81, 82. Truth is, he has a terrific record to run on. I mean, just look it up and just list a number of the things that he has created or done or healed, in just not quite 2 years in office. But can he control the conversation about that? And right now he is not in control of his own story.
And then what's your take on the Russia situation here? This is surreal to think that all of a sudden Putin's like, well, listen, I know you had a complaint, and we're not gonna press charges. We're not gonna come after you. I don't believe that for a second.
I don't believe that either. I don't think there's anybody who can believe that. And you're hearing defiance, from the head of the Wagner Group, and then to think that the Wagner Group that was willing, these are bad people, incidentally, willing to risk their lives and get involved in a shooting war with Russia, are now backing down and whistling on their way back to the Ukrainian front. I think you said it aptly. It is, just surreal. And so we'll find out more. There is no question, however, that Putin is weakened to the point of devastation, and that veneer, of the of Superman that he has always projected, that's gone. I think that's gone permanently.
As always, we appreciate your opinion, your insight, John. Thank you so much.
Anytime, Bill. Take care.
John Zogby from the Zogby International.
I didn't know we had a time limit on him. That's why. I'm sorry.
I ended up going over just a slight bit because of that, Joe. But
I'm sorry
I'm
for
just
that
saying,
distraction.
let's not go deep into that topic.
I forget there's time limits.
What topic was that?
He's not even.
All right.
Now he's making paper airplanes.
One more hour to get through. Stand by. We have news coming right up here. WIBX Utica, Rome. A Tuesday morning. Jeff is out this morning. It's 8:02.
The 4th of July is an important holiday for all Americans. Hi, this is Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. For some husbands, however, in troubled marriages, holidays are marked more by hardship than harmony. If you're such a guy and considering divorce, know all your options, including alternatives to divorce. We advise, we advocate, and when necessary, we litigate.
518-554-0000. 100 Great Oaks Boulevard, Suite 110, Albany, New York, 12203. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Brian Kohberger goes back to court today in Idaho for another hearing in the quadruple murder case he's charged in. He's accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students last year. If convicted, Kohberger could get the death penalty. The mass murderer who shot up a Colorado Springs gay nightclub last year avoided the death penalty, pleading guilty.
After pleading guilty as part of a plea deal to murdering 5 people at Club Q in Colorado Springs last fall, Anderson Aldrich listened to friends and family of those injured and killed as the judge moved into a sentencing hearing.
We hope he is greeted with the same hatred every day that he has shown.
The judge did sentence Anderson Aldrich to 5 consecutive life terms after people like Daniel Aston's father, Jeff, delivered victim impact statements.
He had a contagious smile and burning blue eyes. Whenever he came to visit his mom and I, he brought joy with him.
Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
A lot of us are getting ready to go somewhere for the 4th of July. It's a Tuesday, but many are apparently going to make it an extra long weekend. AAA predicts just over 50 million Americans will travel, a record for that holiday. Traveling today is not easy. Another 800-plus flights canceled, even more delayed. the day after FlightAware reports 2,200 flights canceled across the U.S., in part because of severe weather. You don't hear this often. There are 5 cases of malaria in the U.S.
The cases in Texas and Florida are unique because they're locally contracted, not acquired from foreign travel. It's the first time that's happened in 2 decades. Malaria is mosquito-borne, shows flu-like symptoms, and can kill if not treated. Steve Heward is with the health department in Sarasota County, Florida, where cases are confirmed. He says they are trapping and testing mosquitoes.
That's Fox's Gernal Scott. On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed ahead of today's trading. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, very muggy again, high humidity and more scattered thunder showers, downpours, mainly afternoon, a high of 79. Tonight, evening thunder showers, very humid, a low of 65. And tomorrow, breezy, not as warm, but turning less humid. Still a few showers around, then some late clearing, near 70. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
He might not have a badge, but we have faith in his killer instinct. Celebrate the 10th anniversary of famed detective priest, Father Brown. Stream the new season now, only on BritBox.
That sounds like a marvelous plan.
Plus, watch even more unofficial detectives in much-loved series, including Agatha Christie's Marple, Murder in Provence, and more. Expect intriguing mystery. Expect the Undetectives. Start streaming today at BritBox.com.
Utica has been my home for the past 63 years. 35 years of business in the private sector and a business owner for 20. Over 20 years of serving Utica as a professional firefighter. Past chairman of the Public Safety Committee, 3-term elected council at large, making Utica a better place to live. Experience matters.
Elect endorsed Democratic candidate Frank DeBrango on primary day, June 27th. Paid for by Friends of Frank DeBrango.
Hi, I'm Bill Morehouse. I'm the Chief Financial Officer of the City of Utica. The city is on an upward trajectory. We need to maintain that trajectory. We need a leader with honesty, integrity, and someone who can truly lead our city forward. That person is Frank DeBrango. He has the experience, he has the knowledge. I'll be voting for Frank DeBrango on June 27th primary day, and I hope you'll join me. It's very important for the Democratic Party that we make this happen. Frank DeBrango, the next mayor of the City of Utica.
Paid for by Friends of Frank DeBrango.
Stop! School bus drivers needed. Durham Bus Services has a unique opportunity to drive school buses, from minivans to full-size buses. All buses are automatic, air-conditioned, and easier than ever to drive. We're looking for reliable members of our community to learn while you earn and get up to $23.50 an hour, a matching 401k, medical, and paid time off. Apply online at nellc.com or call 315-275-8329.
I'm Celeste Friend. I'm running for mayor of Utica. I run big, people-powered campaigns, and that is how I will govern. I'll engage all of us in the choices that determine the quality of our lives. For a government that is transparent and a mayor who knows how to communicate, then please vote for me in this month's Democratic primary. Early voting starts June 17th. Election Day is June 27th.
Paid for by the Committee to Elect Celeste Friend.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/radio. That's forhims.com/radio for your free online visit. forhims.com/radio.
All right, quiet, everybody. Quiet on the set. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is the area's osteopathic medical clinic, premier osteopathic medical clinic. And what does that mean? Osteopathy is, in fact, about half the doctors today who are going to med school, half the students who are going to med school today are studying to become an osteopath, adding that to their medical profession, which is what Dr. Shemileski has done. And, of course, he, for years, worked in the ER. Dr. Shemileski, Dr. Zielinski, Dr. Kosminski, all under one roof at the Falcon Clinic. If you need counseling services, treatment for drugs and alcohol, if you need a new family doctor, if you are fearing that you may have something that ails you that you just cannot seem to put your finger on, and nor can anyone else, Dr. Shemileski is perfect for those as he digs in deep to find out what is causing your issues, and then treatment and back to healthy living. It's the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. Accepting new patients today, call 315-507-4751. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, Manaski is out this morning, and to the rescue came Joe Lode and Joe Habaika. What's going on over there?
To the rescue?
To the rescue, yeah.
Oh,
you
God.
guys came in.
Are you kidding? I get every opportunity I can come in on here and get a plug or sneak something in. I'm doing it.
Joe, is there anything that you want to plug this
Yes,
morning? Because
matter
it's been almost 35 minutes and you haven't plugged
As a
anybody.
matter of fact, thank you for asking. I did plug some off air, but tonight I'll be at the White Lake Inn doing
plugging
cans
heavily
and clams.
off air, yeah. So, all right, that's
we
very
got
nice.
$10 dozen and 250 cans of ice cold beverages, and actually, I think we're doing $3 shots of the Jack Fire tonight. That's great.
I have a plug, Bill.
Okay, all right.
Tonight, I'm going to be at the Utica School Board
You are going to be
meeting, conducting the meeting.
Okay, almost like the DJ of the meeting.
Yeah, I'm going to be the DJ.
The
Very
maestro.
nice.
The maestro, no.
So, anything big going to happen at tonight's meeting?
I don't
No.
think so. We never have anything big going on.
Okay, no. God, no. It's been so quiet over there.
I know.
Mike wants to make a few comments here. I hope whoever wins doesn't live near, okay, that one. You can tell him how to get there. Okay, this is his comment. Politically, it almost feels like the country is an alcoholic and needs to hit rock bottom before they can make themselves better. We haven't hit bottom yet, unfortunately, and I believe there's a lot of truth to that.
There is.
Rob this morning says Kennedy has a shot at beating corrupt Joe. I completely disagree. He's talking about Robert Kennedy Jr. Have you seen any of the videos from Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Holy, the latest one?
No, I
where
haven't
he does
seen the latest.
where he does the push-ups. And didn't Joe call Celeste crazy last week? I don't think you called her crazy, did you? Or was it Joe
No,
Lode?
I did, I think.
Which one said it, Joe Lode or Joe Habaika? It was Joe Lode. Yeah. That Robert Kennedy Jr., of course, he's an anti-vaxxer. And apparently, here's how I looked at. Are you familiar with the video I'm talking about with the push-ups?
No, I don't know.
Oh my God! Have you seen his physique with his shirt off?
He's ripped, right?
He's ripped.
Is he more ripped than Bill Morehouse? Because Bill Morehouse is ripped. Seriously.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
he's physically fit.
I really have never seen Bill without his shirt on.
You happened to be driving by
You
his
saw him
house
without
one
his
day.
shirt?
What?
He was out mowing the lawn, and I'm telling you right now, ever since he was a kid, he's
Chiseled.
He's chiseled, man.
Chiseled. Well, so is Robert Kennedy Jr.
He's no Bill Morehouse.
At
that's
one,
for damn sure.
he's no Bill Morehouse. I got to tell you though, to get that have you seen him?
No.
To get that chiseled at 60 years of age.
Are you saying
he's got to be in the gym every day?
I guess you're right. But can a 60-year-old?
Oh, I've seen him.
You have.
Oh, I
without supplemental assistance?
With the right proper diet and exercise program, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer. Look at the guns on the bike over there.
Guns out, baby.
Look at Joe Chisel over here.
I know.
Look at
I
him.
have to be standing in front of a shelf that's chest high.
Man, you have such a muscular head.
Oh.
Wow, that's incredible.
You know, I used to be physically fit.
I'm sure we all did, didn't we?
18,
no.
It was about,
well, I got there for a little bit.
You were pretty close,
I'm
Joe.
getting
did,
back,
Joe.
though.
You
I'm
were
taking
my hero
it back.
for a while. You're like me. You start to believe in yourself, and then someone puts a piece of cake in front of you, and it's over.
It's over.
I can't plug it if I don't eat it. So, Robert Kennedy Jr. Put out a video, and people are like, don't understand what it is. And it's out of nowhere. He's standing there with his shirt off, and he just gets down and starts doing 10 push-ups. But the funny part is he is completely cut. Like, he is muscular at his...
And he had his shirt off?
Has his shirt off.
Oh.
And this is, he says, I'm working out, preparing for my debate with Joe Biden. Now, I can't imagine Biden's going to debate him. But who knows, the crazier
Just
things
trying
that
to say
happen.
he's fit for the job, maybe.
Is what he's trying to say, but it's so crazy. And by the way, he can barely get the push-ups. Even on push-up number 2, he's grunting. Like, I think he's going to die.
That's a breathing thing that he was doing. It's a technique.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I do it a lot when I do my push-ups.
I do it when I walk to the mailbox. So, yeah.
You know, Bill, I think in today's day and age, that is probably more of a qualification for office.
Being fit.
Than, yes, actually being knowledgeable.
Well, I think that, listen, Biden does have a problem with, the falls and, and
I
the
don't
speed.
think frail question, but the issue that comes up is like, we got a 80-year-old or whatever his age is, and we got a 77-year-old, and they're the two leading lights in the presidential race.
Makes no sense.
Well, DeSantis is younger.
Yeah, but he's so far behind. I mean, it's early. It's way early, but he is so far behind in the polls.
I don't think he's.
I don't think DeSantis is going to be the guy.
I don't think he's going to be around.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to be around. He is just not doing well.
But there are some really good.
He's got a likability issue.
There are some really solid Republican candidates out there.
Yeah,
but they're being completely overshadowed by all of this craziness.
Now, that's not fat shaming to Chris Christie, is it? Because you said solid and.
I didn't necessarily mean Chris Christie, but
thanks for bringing it up, though.
All right. And then let's see. Kennedy is the Ric Flair of politics.
Woo!
Wayne,
I love that.
Wayne, you've got it absolutely correct.
In order to beat a man, you got to beat the man. Woo!
Well, that's where he is. That's where he's going.
Kind of like that.
All right, I'm going to. I wanted to bring up a story before a legal story. Are you guys good for hanging?
Yeah,
or are you,
it only takes me 5 minutes to get to Boonville.
What time is it?
We're at
I got a little
past
bit
8.
of time, Bill.
As long as my friends in the State Department don't
listen
stop
to
me.
this story. This is the reason we are now. John had said that the parties are imploding. What I think that's really going on is the parties are completely divided, and maybe the Republican Party is less divided publicly, much more divided quietly. There's a big division between those who want Trump as the candidate and those who do not want him as the candidate, as Republicans. On the other, so you have a divide in the Republican Party, but that same divide exists in the Democrat Party, where you have the left, the far left, and everybody else. And it's the fringes that are most loud. But this is a great example of what's going on in the country, why normal people are like, this is, we can't live like this. Listen to this story. When you're the landlord, apparently you get to make the rules. In New York City, there are 2 apartments for rent that not everyone could live in. The 2 rental units go For $4,500 a month and $5,700 a month, the landlord lives in the same building, and he is vegan. Now, I'm wondering, because he owns the property, but he's renting to people, bless you. Oh, Lord, I hope you don't have COVID.
Come on.
Because he is vegan, he doesn't like the smell of meat.
Of bacon?
He's a vegan.
Well, no, I'm saying. I
Of
mean, I
any-
know a lot of people that
of
don't
any
like the
meat.
smell of bacon.
Bacon's
so
very
they have a
aroma.
rule: no bacon.
According to the lease, you are not, if you rent from this apartment, you are not allowed to fry chicken or have a barbecue or eat meat at any time, or you will be evicted.
Well, so what's wrong with that?
I don't know. Can legally, are they able to get away with that?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, he could dictate it, what he wants. Just like no pets allowed.
Renters can still bring
No
home
kids.
Renters can still bring home carry-out sushi or a burger, but they just can't cook it inside his place.
As long as they know it up front and they want to live there, that's
I think
their
he's
choice.
applying that rule to everybody.
Yeah.
He is applying the rule to everybody. It's
Of course,
kinda
in
like
New
the-
York, when the minute you're trying to evict somebody these days,
Well, you can't evict
You can't,
anybody,
no.
right?
it's just brutal.
What I find interesting is this has some similarity to the Asian world, where the durian fruit. You're familiar with
Oh,
it?
that stinky
The
stuff.
horrible smelling
Ugh.
fruit. It is actually illegal to cut one of those open in public places and even in residences that are apartment complexes.
How do you know about that, Bill?
Joe? I
Because I don't know
effects.
anything about that.
I know everything.
You didn't
Well,
study
not really.
durian fruit, though. That's why. Bill does.
Have you ever tasted durian fruit?
No.
What's
What's it taste like?
It actually tastes very, very good. It's
It
very
tastes
creamy.
good, but smells bad.
Smells
awful.
horrific.
So how do you get past the smell in order to eat it?
Ammonia. Vicks
No,
Vapor
seriously,
Rub
man,
underneath
seriously.
your nose.
Sometimes you plug your nose. That
Where
sort
have
of
you
thing.
eaten it, Bill?
On the radio. We and actually one of the sushi restaurants locally brought us in a couple of the fruits and
You cut them open right here?
We cut them open.
Yeah.
Jim Brock had a fit.
Mm-hmm.
The old days.
Yeah.
Got a break, though. Hold on tight. We'll come back. I want to talk to Dana Chirillo. She is with River Hills Properties and is very, very proud these days as to where the real estate market is going and how competitive it is right now. I don't know if that's a good thing if you're looking or a bad thing necessarily. But we'll speak with Dana coming up in a few minutes from River Hills Properties. Also, Joe Lode, Joe Habaika in studio. Inspiration today for a brand new contest called Which Joe Did It? And then we come up with a scenario, and you have to guess which Joe actually did this.
The
Davey's
answer's
shaking his
always
head.
Joe.
Davey, I like
The answer's
idea.
always Joe.
The answer's always Joe, but which one?
Which one?
Yeah. Got a break. 8:22, Davey. At wherever
he
we
made
are.
a cap. He made a graduation
I made a
cap out of
graduation
paper.
cap. Look.
It's very nice. Oh, boy. The shiny things.
Doing origami.
At WIBX.
High school graduation is just weeks away. Before you know it, you'll be packing up all of the new things you bought for your dorm room and heading off to college to start your next chapter. More independence, new friends, and new adventures. But wait, have you opened your new campus checking account at Adirondack Bank yet? Adirondack's campus checking has all of the features you're looking for, including no monthly minimum balance requirements, no monthly service charge, electronic and mobile banking capabilities, which is a must for a college student on the go, and up to $15 in ATM withdrawal fees waived per statement cycle. Stop into any of our conveniently located branches today to open your new campus checking account and receive a free gift. Let us help you get off to a great financial start. A minimum deposit of $25 is required at account opening. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Mike Delaney. When elected mayor, backed by 8 years of direct action with the people as council president and decades of professional experience, I will establish a new roadmap for our city based on the needs and concerns garnered from your doorsteps. Standing alongside you as a fellow citizen, I will lead as a trustee of our tax dollars with a keen attention to detail, committed to setting policies that will improve the delivery of all city services, holding our government accountable. Send the right candidate to the general this year. June 27th, vote Mike Galimi for mayor.
Paid for by Mike for Mayor.
Go green, they say. But how? Start with your biggest investment, your home. Invest in the future with a new water furnace geothermal heating and cooling system by City Suburban. We at City Suburban have converted hundreds of customers to green energy to heat and cool their home. And we can do the same for you. Now is the best time with the New York State Clean Heat Energy Program, where you can save up to $12,000 while funds are available on your water furnace geothermal system, plus a 30% federal tax credit. They say go green. We say go geo.
Hi, this is Chris from City Suburban. There's never been a better time than ever to go green. With the New York State Clean Heat Energy rebates and federal tax credit, you can save thousands on the installation, plus save for years to come on energy costs. And like always, every installation comes with City Suburban's POMG. That's peace of mind guaranteed. Call us today at 853-3899. That's 853-3899. Or visit us at citysuburban.com for more information.
I'm Celeste Friend. I'm running for mayor of Utica. My opponent has consistently voted against change, opposed new ideas for growing our city, and sided with the Republican minority on the council. I'm ready to move this city forward. Together, let's build a city worthy of our children and grandchildren. Please vote for me in this month's Democratic primary. Early voting starts June 17th. Election Day is June 27th.
Paid for by the Committee to Elect Celeste Friend.
If you enjoy working with children and want a rewarding job with a flexible schedule, Whitesboro Central School District Transportation is the place for you. The Whitesboro Central School District is looking for reliable and professional school bus drivers for the upcoming school year. With great benefits, flexible schedules, and summers off, the part and full-time positions are great for anyone with a tight schedule or retirees looking for a way to fill their days. The Whitesboro Central School District is a leading school system in central New York, serving 7 schools and more than 3,000 students. The district takes great pride in the success of its students and employees, and they're looking for skilled drivers to join their team. Help drive our students' success with Whitesboro Central School District Transportation. No experience needed, and they even have paid training. Call Transportation Supervisor Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the bus garage at 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro. Whitesboro Central School District, driving our students' success together.
Paid for by friends of Bob Cardillo. Galimi clip courtesy Talk of the Town 100.7 FM.
How can he really do that?
I don't know. How do you work 2 jobs, serve 2 bosses? I mean, being mayor is full-time enough.
And what's your real job? Being mayor or your private sector work?
Remember what he said on the radio.
Yes, I will be spending 10 hours, so many hours, making sure I could fund a 401k so I could still keep my private sector retirement.
Being mayor is a full-time job. You need to be committed to be mayor. I'll be a full-time mayor for a full-time job. Let's cut crime, combat inflation, and keep our college graduates local. Vote Bob Cardillo, primary day, June 27th. I'm Bob Cardillo, and I approve this message.
Are you in the market for a vehicle that's like new but don't want to break the bank? Look no further than GM certified pre-owned vehicles at Steve Ponte Chevrolet. With rates as low as 3.9% for 36 months on select models, you can find new roads without the high price tag. Check out the 2021 Chevy Trax LT all-wheel drive with only 13,000 miles, or the 2020 Chevy Equinox LS all-wheel drive with only 31,000 miles. With a 6-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and an additional 1-year bumper-to-bumper limited warranty, you can drive with confidence knowing your vehicle is covered. Why wait? Visit us online anytime at StevePonteChevy.com to browse our complete inventory. Steve Ponte Chevrolet, Route 28 in Herkimer. See why it's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Chevrolet, your family-owned and operated dealership.
Customer must qualify. Top tier through GM Financial. All taxes and fees due on delivery. Must take delivery by June 30th, 2023.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
In studio here this morning, Jeff Manaski is out ill.
Are you in the market for a vehicle?
No, I am not, but I will be soon. Joe, did you do that?
No, sorry.
I think that's
well, because I gotta sell some cars today.
That's right. I'm surprised you've not plugged that you are a car seller.
I don't want to get in trouble.
That's a good point.
But I you know, and
Our
but I
boss,
do sell. I put it all over social media so people know it's Joe Sold now. It's not Joe Load anymore. It's Joe Sold.
Sold. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a typo.
and he even has a sign that says Joe Sold.
Of course I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I put my customers. I very happy customers. I have customers that leave with smiles. You know why? Because I'm not a car salesman, Bill.
Okay.
I'm just a guy who makes friends with people and gets them what they want.
All right, that's a great pitch.
I like that.
Joe has the same pitch as being an attorney.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
make
a-
friends with everybody I meet, especially at the courthouse.
Oh, how not true that is.
Oh, God.
All right. I wanted to bring in Dana from Dana Chirillo is from River Hills Properties. And this is something we've talked about in the area. There's a lot of talk about housing. And there's new projects going on in Utica, new projects in Rome. You know, and I think we thought about this, but it crept up on us because I kind of feel like we weren't completely sure this was going to start taking off. But new people are moving into this area, and when they move in, they got to find a house. And the housing stock is quite low. Dana Chirillo is a real estate agent with River Hills Properties and is with us right now. Hi, Dana. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So would you agree that, and you're based out of Rome for the most part, but you'll obviously sell a home or help people get a home anywhere, but you're predominantly in Rome. How's the housing stock there?
So right now in Rome, we have 32 active properties for sale. So pretty tight inventory, pretty limited inventory. Obviously, within that 32, you know, there are a range of properties. Some need work, you know, what's move-in ready, what's, you know, appropriate and relevant for, you know, the buyer looking. But, yeah, only 32 active properties.
Do you
right
find
now within the Rome City School District.
Are we still in a position right now where when a nice property comes up, nice neighborhood, nice property, in that $200,000-$300,000 range, that it goes quickly? Because it was like that a couple of years ago. How are we today?
Very much so. And I think that, you know, what we've seen over the last, at least what I've seen, you know, over the last 6 to 8 months relative to, you know, inventory when a property presents and it is, you know, move-in ready and it checks all of the boxes, we're still seeing, you know, multiple showings, heavy-duty traffic. We are still seeing the multiple offer situations and scenarios because that's what this market dictates when something is move-in ready and presents itself, because we have the amount of people, as you mentioned, that are still coming to the area. They need housing. So, yes, that's absolutely still happening.
And, you know, the reality is I think we get to a point where, like the first house we looked at when my wife and I got married, it was all about, look at, I mean, we're going to fix this up. This is going to be, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And your mind starts going. But now at the point where I'm at now, if I'm moving, it had better be move-in ready, right? And I think there are a couple of different clients out there, and some really require one or the other, I would assume.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I want a
ranch.
ranch.
With the increase in values that we've seen, a lot of people don't, you know, they want move-in ready. They're looking for that. Every situation, you know, of course, is different. But, yeah, it's a very important thing, and it's a strong attribute for a property when presented to the market.
And then, and Rome is unique. Rome has, you know, there was a point when Joe Griffo was mayor, and after the base left, he had all of these properties that were vacant. But that is not, it's not that way anymore. And it does seem like people who are working on the base have chosen to live in Rome today versus, in some cases, even living as far away as Syracuse and driving in.
It does seem to be the case, and I think that also has a lot to do with, you know, if you drive through the bay, zip through, we have new restaurants, we have new businesses. It's very busy. You know, we're definitely open for business here, but people are happy to be here. I think, you know, they acknowledge. Sometimes I feel like it's so easy for for folks that live here, for us that live here, to forget what we have. People are happy to be here because economic development, prosperity, it's continued. It is still continuing. I mean, I think it's 900 and some odd open building permits. So there's a lot happening here. People are happy. You're a 45-minute drive from Otter Lake. You're half an hour from Cayuta.
Yeah.
You're an hour from Old Forge. There's so many things within our reach here that, you're centrally located, and there's a lot to do. The downtown revitalization, there's so much going on in downtown Rome. People are happy. They're happy to work here, but now they're also happy to live here too, which is fantastic.
And then finally, Dana, if you could, the way that as a listing agent, it's for you guys at River Hills. It's all about servicing the client from start to finish. It's something I talk about every day here.
Very much so. It's a very personal touch method of approach. And actually, I had 2 listing appointments yesterday, and one of the things that we obviously sat down and discussed, was the fact that there is no lockbox. We're there. I'm present for showings. As my sellers, went through and were explaining to me different things about the house, the garage is 3 years old, the hot water tank is a year old. We know those things. We represent those things when, our properties are listed and live, as opposed to, someone walking in a house with, a lockbox on the door that they've never stepped foot in. They don't know how old the garage is. They don't know how old the furnace is, the water tank, so on and so forth. And it's a big comfort level, I think, too, for sellers. It's very, it's unsettling to have strangers, so to speak, going through your home. So it's very important, and we feel very strongly about that.
All right. One thing I can promise you, though, is if I move into a home, it could have all new appliances. The minute I move in, they break. There's some sort of a dark cloud that lives over. I don't think it's my wife. I think it's definitely me. But it is what it is. Dana Chirillo, thank you for the time. Dana's with the River Hills Properties. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Have a great day. If you're wondering why Joe Lode is in here and Joe Habaika in here this morning, it's because Jeff was out. They felt that I needed the help, and they rescued me. Earlier this morning, we all made predictions on the upcoming primary today. We're not mentioning that enough. We should mention it. Today is primary day. The polls opened at 6 a.m. this morning. Usually in these primaries, Joe asked the question earlier, why are we doing this in June? The reason for that, and Joe, you being a former chairman of the Republican Party in the city of Utica, you may correct me on this, but I believe there is a law, and it has to do with the military, and that you can't, that our primaries before were too tight, not affording those military members overseas the opportunity to be able to get their absentee vote in. And for that reason, they wanted to move the primaries out. Moving it to March, or moving it to June, is a little rough because out in March you're out collecting signatures.
Oh, that's a brutal thing to have to do.
Not easy. Joe, tomorrow night, the highlight is with you and the Boilermaker tomorrow.
That's right. Tomorrow night we'll be at Babe's, and I can't wait because I like going to Babe's. I get their grilled chicken with steamed broccoli, because of my lifestyle. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah.
And but I can't wait to go because it is like a reunion of sorts, and we're going to be doing a contest where we're going to find the person that's going to sing the national anthem at the Boilermaker.
Who's
which is
judging the contest?
So we have a few of us here will be judging, and we have a few people from a few experts handling the
experts.
Yeah, that are music people that are
in the music world
are working on behalf of the Boilermaker here.
Wow, that's great.
And the nice thing is, if you try out for this, we want one singer for the stage, and that'll be a post-race party, and then we'll be looking for several others for various events, like the 5K needs an anthem singer, the kids run needs an anthem singer, et cetera, et
so
cetera.
There's multiple winners that could
multiple opportunities for you to be selected.
Bill, there was a decade when I would have been selected as one of the judges.
I was going to say,
and I want to know.
You have been a judge in the past.
I've been a judge in a lot of different contests over the years, and
he was a food judge. He was a music judge.
I was a talent judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Claudia, you've never been a judge.
That's not true.
You have been a judge?
I was a parking ticket I was a parking ticket magistrate.
Wow.
Well,
And
Claudia would say that is not a judge.
That is a judge. Listen, I decided a lot of cases.
I'll bet you were somewhat lenient with people.
If you came in with the case cracker, I let you go.
Yeah.
I did. Like the guy, but I tell you one thing.
What's a good case cracker?
Oh, like for example, this guy came in with a picture of him laying down in the street behind his car to demonstrate how far away he was from the no parking area. And
Okay,
it
so
was,
he was
I said any guy that would be willing to lay in the street
Get a
to
picture.
win this case.
And back in the old days,
It was a Polaroid.
It probably was a Polaroid or something.
And
yeah.
then, of course, a guy came in wearing a Dallas Cowboys throwback jersey.
Well, that gets you a
And
ticket.
then
Automatically,
I said,
he's gone.
I said,
right?
it doesn't matter what you
You're
say,
paying the
sir,
fine.
You're guilty.
What?
I like it.
And then he said, well, you must be a New York Giants fan. You guys are crybabies.
That probably is true, too. And listen,
That was back when the Giants were, very good.
what are you, Joe? Aren't you a Dallas fan?
I'm a Cowboys
Yeah,
fan.
you are.
America's
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, America's team.
And-
Although it seems like the Buffalo Bills are really now becoming
They
more
are
of the
America's
America's team. And listen, I went to Buffalo to college. I was at a lot of Bills games.
Mm-hmm.
93, I was part of that take down the goalpost in the AFC Championship game. I got
Seriously?
kicked out of 2 games in my career. I snuck back into the one. But we've had a lot of history in Buffalo, and
Yeah.
I was there during the Dallas Cowboy dynasty, and they really didn't like me because, I wore my jersey. But
Well, I mean,
Oh, my
there's
God,
no
Joe.
better fan than a Buffalo Bills fan.
You're
And-
absolutely
and-
right.
That is true.
and,
Yeah.
and when you go to Buffalo, you are almost indoctrinated to the point where you can't be another fan.
Did you ever get into the Buffalo thing where the chicken wing actually didn't really come from the what's the name of
Anchor
the
Bar?
Anchor Bar?
Well, it was popularized by the Anchor
It was
Bar.
definitely
Yes.
popularized by the Anchor, but there was a soul food cook who
Came up with it.
who actually came up with the whole
Well,
idea.
they were tossing the wings, right? Isn't
They
that-
were tossing the wings. And prior to that, that would have been about 1960, 59, 60. Prior to that, they just threw out the wings.
Right.
That was
like
not something anybody would eat. And then the woman at the Anchor Bar, she started using the Frank's Red Hot
Well, I
and butter.
think she accidentally dropped it into the thing when she was
I know.
tossing it.
No, that's
the
Reese's
story
peanut
I-
butter cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what
It's
it
a
was?
little different. So. All right, Davey,
yeah, Buffalo is great. Buffalo's a lot of history.
It
And
is
you
great.
want to talk about a city that has come out of the ashes. Buffalo. I was just in Buffalo, obviously at Roswell, but I got a chance to drive around the whole waterfront area, the downtown. Buffalo is on the move. The Queen City is about to dethrone the King City.
There's a story about that right on our website, WIBX 950. Right now, you can read about it. The headline is 10 most dangerous cities in New York State, and Buffalo is number 1 on the list. It's all a per capita thing. And
Yeah. Do you know there's 7 girls to every guy in Buffalo? So if you're single, you want to move to Buffalo.
Only you would know that. And but I got to tell you, where Buffalo has taken off, and it's not with obviously chicken wings. Do you know that has become $1 billion? Chicken wings has become a $1 billion industry.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, don't remind me every time you go out.
That
Yeah.
stupid Food Network show. I just get caught on that, and they do one episode after another. You're watching about the history of
Are
food.
you a buffalo chicken wing guy, or are you like a grilled with all the different?
Oh, the char grilled.
I'm
wings.
not much of a chicken wing person at all. To be
Really?
honest with you, no.
That's surprising.
They're all right,
You
but they're
look like
messy.
you'd be
They're
somebody.
They're
very,
messy.
very messy.
They're not like
Yeah.
a nice steamed
I heard
clam,
that
you know.
little
where
slam there,
those
Joe.
are easy.
No.
Yeah. And then but Buffalo has recovered incredibly when it comes to the culinary arts world. They have become a real leader in for foodies.
Really?
You wouldn't
Well,
think
they have
about
a
it.
taste of Buffalo every year.
They have a great
You can get a beef on weck, a Kemoweck roll.
Oh,
and-
beef on wick, one of my favorite.
great culinary culture going on in Buffalo right now. I got a break. 8:43. We'll wrap it up here with the two Joes here this morning. On primary day, you can get out and vote at your polling place right up until 9 p.m. tonight.
Are you in the market for a vehicle that's like new but don't want to break the bank? Look no further than GM certified pre-owned vehicles at Steve Ponte Chevrolet. With rates as low as 3.9% for 36 months on select models, you can find new roads without the high price tag. Check out the 2021 Chevy Trax LT all-wheel drive with only 13,000 miles, or the 2020 Chevy Equinox LS all-wheel drive with only 31,000 miles. With a 6-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and an additional 1-year bumper-to-bumper limited warranty, you can drive with confidence knowing your vehicle is covered. Why wait? Visit us online anytime at StevePonteChevy.com to browse our complete inventory. Steve Ponte Chevrolet, Route 28 in Herkimer. See why it's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Chevrolet, your family-owned and operated dealership.
Customer must qualify. Top tier through GM Financial. All taxes and fees due on delivery. Must take delivery by June 30th, 2023.
I'm Celeste Friend, and I'm running for mayor of Utica. We need to build a sustainable city that serves us for generations to come. That means mitigating against flooding, planting trees, investing in our infrastructure, and building a livable city for our children and grandchildren. Please, vote for me in this month's Democratic primary. Early voting starts June 17th. Election Day is June 27th.
Paid for by the Committee to Elect Celeste Friend.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match, only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Stop! School bus drivers needed. Durham Bus Services has a unique opportunity to drive school buses, from minivans to full-size buses. All buses are automatic, air-conditioned, and easier than ever to drive. We're looking for reliable members of our community to learn while you earn and get up to $23.50 an hour, a matching 401k, medical, and paid time off. Apply online at nellc.com or call 315-275-8329.
Utica has been my home for the past 63 years. 35 years of business in the private sector and a business owner for 20. Over 20 years of serving Utica as a professional firefighter. Past chairman of the Public Safety Committee, 3-term elected council at large, making Utica a better place to live. Experience matters.
Elect endorsed Democratic candidate Frank DeBrango on primary day, June 27th. Paid for by Friends of Frank DeBrango.
Hi, I'm Bill Morehouse. I'm the Chief Financial Officer of the City of Utica. The city is on an upward trajectory. We need to maintain that trajectory. We need a leader with honesty, integrity, and someone who can truly lead our city forward. That person is Frank DeBrango. He has the experience, he has the knowledge. I'll be voting for Frank DeBrango on June 27th primary day, and I hope you'll join me. It's very important for the Democratic Party that we make this happen. Frank DeBrango, the next mayor of the City of Utica.
Paid for by Friends of Frank DeBrango.
It's all too obvious. We're being distracted by meaningless news headlines. When you dig to find the truth, you discover that the American way of life is being threatened by the institutions we used to trust. It's easy to see the future holds more food shortages, systematic controls, and government overreach. But instead of throwing up their hands, folks are preparing. They're taking steps to be self-reliant and investing in emergency food storage. My Patriot Supply, the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, makes it easy to get started and join the ranks with this limited-time offer. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and get their top-selling 4-week emergency food kit. Enjoy tasty breakfasts, lunches, and dinners averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Get new lower pricing this week on these 4-week emergency food kits. Secure at least one food kit for each member of your family. They ship free, too. Those who know what's coming are preparing. Smart folks. Go to mypatriotsupply.com right now. mypatriotsupply.com.
High school graduation is just weeks away. Before you know it, you'll be packing up all of the new things you bought for your dorm room and heading off to college to start your next chapter. More independence, new friends, and new adventures. But wait, have you opened your new campus checking account at Adirondack Bank yet? Adirondack's campus checking has all of the features you're looking for, including no monthly minimum balance requirements, no monthly service charge, electronic and mobile banking capabilities, which is a must for a college student on the go, and up to $15 in ATM withdrawal fees waived per statement cycle. Stop into any of our conveniently located branches today to open your new campus checking account and receive a free gift. Let us help you get off to a great financial start. A minimum deposit of $25 is required at account opening. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's the Independence Sale at New York Sash, and they're celebrating by bringing back the biggest sale of the year. It's buy 2 New York Sash windows, get 1 free. And it's happening now for a limited time. Or you can take advantage of 50% off the installation of your new bath. We recently had beautiful windows installed by New York Sash. 4 double-hung windows. In fact, there's a contest right now where you could win the same windows we had installed. Go to our website at WIBX950.com. In the menu bar, you'll see Keeler. Click on that, and you'll see the window contest. You sign up. There is no purchase necessary. You could win the same 4 windows, fit perfectly and installed for your home. And right now, buy 2, get 1 free is going on as part of their Independence Sale. Buy 4, get 2 free, etc., etc. There's no end to the savings. Or get 50% off your bath installation, whether it's a shower conversion or remodeling that outdated tub. The Independence Sale is going on right now. Call, shop, or you can shop online. You can call them. You can visit the showroom. New York Sash's showroom is on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
I don't even know we had this. Sounds pretty good. I like it. This is the Rolling Stones, Joe. The official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is from Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Daylight Donuts, try their lattes, over 14 different flavors. Pistachio is a hot number right now. And you can check it out, fresh donuts, fresh bagels every single day at Daylight Donuts in New Hartford.
Their sour cream donut is still the best donut in all of Central New York.
All right.
The best.
Let's see.
But
well,
not the greatest for me.
What was I
I
going?
do love it.
What was I going to get into? We've gotten.
We lost Joe. He's just bailed.
A bike is gone. Joe Load came in to kind of sit in here this morning, and you know it is interesting, Joe. If we can just talk about a little nostalgia, just a little bit, and I remember it would have been back in the 90s.
Yeah.
We were all excited about the transformation of Utica Rome. Remember how and Tim Julian was mayor.
Mm-hmm.
We'd gone through all the watering can craziness.
Yeah.
And then the craziness that was Mayor Hanna at the time.
Yeah.
And then and then it just seemed like everything was exploding in a good way, but it just fizzled.
It did.
It wasn't real.
It was kind of like when you try to light the sparkler and you get a couple of sparks, and then all of a sudden you have to relight it again. And, and I think we've gone through.
Otherwise, you'll burn your hand.
You will.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see it finally, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, don't you feel like it's finally happening?
I do, and it's visualized. And
why did it take so long? You know, I mean, it's just one of those things.
I don't know, but now there is real change. Whether you're talking about Rome or in Utica or even in the Valley, when you drive by that pumpkin patch that used to be the pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
I was in there the other day because we were down there for Frog Fest and went into that convenience store that they have down there. And there's all sorts of stuff. Obviously, they cater to truckers as well, as just regular people.
A lot of trucks down there.
But, food and all sorts but the large facilities from Heidelberg to Tractor Supply. I mean, it is, and again, that was talk 25 years ago.
Right. It was
Talk
just
about,
empty fields with pumpkins.
We're going to do something there. It's going to be something big. And
on the other side there, where the fairgrounds are, isn't it Fiberdyne and all those companies on that side, too?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're like two giants.
And then I think there's another. They're developing another business park down that way as well. So there are a lot of things that are happening that seem
Now,
to
does that
be-
come under the town of or Frankfurt or under the village? I wonder if the mayor has any control over that.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Is there something there? That
Well, no, I know
shouldn't
the mayor of Frankfurt there, Rick
You
Adams,
do.
and I
Rick,
wasn't sure, if that was town or village. He
Hey,
might.
Davey, could you grab me that down the hallway? Yeah. Oh, please. I'm sorry. I'm
What's great, too, about, speaking of the Valley in Frankfurt, you had the reopening of the Night Spot in Frankfurt.
I didn't even know that happened.
You didn't?
No.
They opened up the Night Spot again.
Which is a legendary, for those that don't know, legendary hamburger-type shop. And he did a lot of, obviously, ice cream.
Yep.
But beyond that, he was doing some really nice dinners.
They're
and-
not doing the opening of the restaurant part, just the
Yeah.
ice cream right now, but I think it's a step in the right direction. A lot of things. I mean, I grew up in Frankfurt originally when I was a small child, and people tell the stories about how you were out there all day until the lights came on, and then you had to come home, and we didn't have computers or phones or anything, and we had to find things to do, and those were the good old days. But now I see that there's a lot of.
Don't you love these days, though, with all the electronics? I mean,
I
you're all
really,
about it.
to be honest
You
with you, it drives me nuts. I had to buy a new truck so I can learn how to sell the truck. Because,
Right.
I mean, the technology involved in these, so I sell GMC trucks, all right? The technology in that, it's a computer, Bill. Bill,
It is.
I mean, I could take you out there and show you this new truck. The screen on it is almost as big as your screens here in the studio.
It is. I mean, you literally do. Thank you, Davey. You literally do upgrade, like an upgrade to your.
Yeah.
To your,
So, you know how you have a phone and you get really good at it. Next thing you know, the phone breaks and you have to go buy a new one, and it's like learning all over again.
It is.
I went from a 2021 to a 2023, and the technology, and there's things that truck does. Actually, there was stuff that the old truck did I didn't find out till a month before I traded in on a new truck. But
and you look at these. So whether it's the mirror, the light that blinks when you've got a car coming up on your blind side, or you're going out of your lane, and it'll kind of pull you back in a little bit.
Adaptive cruise control, where it slows you down automatically. You don't have to touch the brakes.
I can't use that.
I have trouble with it because I like to ride people.
Slows you down to. I mean, the minute you get close. I mean, I am not that close. I know you can adjust it, but the cruise does not
Bill,
work
my
for me.
rear view mirror is not a mirror anymore. It's
Yeah.
a camera of what's behind me, which is just amazing.
We saw that. We were on vacation somewhere, and we were in a cab that had that.
Yeah.
And it looked so. First of all, you get an incredible visual.
Absolutely.
You get to see
It's so
things
much
that-
wider than
Yeah.
you would see from your rear view mirror
Yeah.
itself, you know.
Let's see.
And all the new models are out. If you want to stop in and see me, you can stop into Boonville.
Mike says the transformation is taking place in spite of ourselves, and I do think there's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
We seem to we have to fight over everything, and it's such
There's people that don't want change, Bill, still to this day.
It is true. Like
we have to get rid of the Mayberry mentality and move on.
I get it. We don't wait for things like traffic problems and that sort of thing. We just are not big waiters.
Only at Christmas time in front of Consumer Square, which is ridiculous. They don't have another exit out of there.
Okay, that is
just saying that. Just
But
saying.
other than that, we don't wait, right?
We don't wait. I mean, oh
And-
my God, a couple minutes. I mean, I tailgate somebody between Alder Creek and Boonville once in a while, but I pass them.
But
so,
as the area seems to be rebounding, we're seeing that, and I bring this up because today is, yes, we're seeing traffic issues. We're seeing a few things that are just little growing pain things,
Yeah.
but we'll get used to it. So why I bring it up is today being, I realize turnout is never big when it comes to. Sometimes it's not big when it comes to elections, but today is the primary day. It's really important to get out there and cast your vote.
Your vote counts.
And it does count. I mean, we've seen very, very. Davey, you already voted early?
Yeah, I did on last Saturday.
Yeah, he's already voted. Maybe you've already voted.
My God.
As the Democrats say, vote often, vote as much as you can. Is that true? No.
That's what they say. But.
The fact is, get out there and vote today.
You should. Absolutely.
There's a story up on our website at WIBX950.com that talks about the primaries specifically in and Utica and Rome, the big ones that are today. But there are several races out there all over the place. Want me to break, Davey? You look like you're waving your hand. Got a break. Listen, we're back here tomorrow morning. Enjoy your day. Joe and Joe, thank you.
Thank you.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
I'm Celeste Friend. I'm running for mayor of Utica. When I'm out talking to people, one thing comes up again and again: paving. As mayor, I will create a transparent system for paving. We'll evaluate each street and publish a list of worst to best. You'll know when to expect your street to be repaved. Please vote for me in this month's Democratic primary. Early voting starts June 17th. Election Day is June 27th.
Paid for by the committee to elect Celeste Friend.
He might not have a badge, but we have faith in his killer instinct. Celebrate the 10th anniversary of famed detective priest, Father Brown. Stream the new season now, only on BritBox.
That sounds like a marvellous plan.
Plus, watch even more unofficial detectives in much-loved series, including Agatha Christie's Marple, Murder in Provence, and more. Expect intriguing mystery. Expect the Undetectives. Start streaming today at BritBox.com.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica, Rome, W295DI Utica, Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
Reportedly showing off a Pentagon document about a potential attack on Iran.
It is like highly confidential, secret. This is secret information. But look at this. Yeah. See, as president, I could have did less. Now I can't.
Trump responded last night to the audio by calling the special prosecutor, Jack Smith, deranged and accusing him of leaking this tape himself. Trump has already pleaded not guilty to 37 counts related to mishandling the nation's top secrets that he kept stashed at Mar-a-Lago. Now, this instance, this audio is one of two in which prosecutors allege the former president mishandled the nation's secrets and compromised